Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, y'all? It's the Pretty Dope Ish Podcast with your girl, Lola B.
And your boy, Ignite.
And your girl, Danny.
And we have some special guests here today. We have Brandon of ideaLogic, LLC.
What up, though?
And then we have Terence of Burseout.
What's up? What's up, people?
As you know, it's your midweek break from adult shit, talking about real shit, life shit, and most importantly, shit that's on our minds.
Mm-hmm.
If you're tuning in for the first time ever,
thank
you
you
so very, very much.
Share.
We really appreciate it. I feel more amped up today.
Man, that's good.
We,
the last couple weeks,
we ain't had nobody. We ain't
tired.
gonna have nobody to do no like impromptu bars like last week, but it was a good
Shout
time.
out to Uncle Spooty.
Yes. And then Danny, thanks for providing the beat last week.
Thank you.
Deanna just dropped the whole ball, but it's okay. If you're tuning in for the first time, again, thank you. Per usual, our nightcap word of the night tonight is going to be Detroit. So anytime we say the word Detroit,
Take a sip.
take a sip of your vice of choice, unless that
Smoke
vice
a
of choice is cocaine.
We're not
that
promoting
makes you-
cocaine. Don't do no cocaine tonight.
Apparently, you should not.
We only got a couple more months of Black History, so.
Although,
coke.
I will say, just like really quick, there was an article of this black professor that was a professor of neuroscience and psychology, and like he's writing a book about his like really illicit, illegal drug use, but he's a functioning addict, and I totally agree with it because there are some neuroscience professionals who truly believe that like mushrooms can restart your entire like system and fix depression.
The Weeknd is a functioning addict.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
I
But it would make sense, though.
Y'all don't think he's functioning?
It would,
mean,
No, not
definitely
in the-
function.
I mean, he might be kind of
Right,
weird.
functioning. Like this
you
dude is
do
a
a lot of
professor
drugs.
at a high like university in neuroscience and psychology. He's functioning.
well, that's like Flight, right? He took an upper and a downer. Right? He would drink and then he would do.
And then on
Okay,
Denzel,
so
Flight,
he
the
would
movie.
even
Oh,
himself
yeah,
out.
definitely.
Oh,
That is it.
No, go ahead.
okay.
I was like, what's Flight?
Oh, it was
Oh my God.
It was a movie. Y'all don't remember that
Once y'all
movie?
said Denzel, I was like, oh yeah, he was.
That was a
it
good
still didn't
reference
resonate
right
with
there.
me,
Yeah. Oh my
so
God, that's a good analogy right there.
It's okay. But yeah, so but still we don't do cocaine. If you don't have a degree in psychology and neuroscience, don't fuck with it.
Please don't.
Today at least. Anyways, so we're ending our special Black History Month episodes when we talk about everything black. With the title was the New Detroit is Black. So very, very straightforward and to the point. So you get it that we talking about how black people is making Detroit again and not the other
Working
way around
on
like
it.
people
They
think.
coming. They coming.
Oh,
up.
whatever.
Everybody coming up.
So it's really cool to have our special guest here because Brandon has a think tank, which is his whole thing. So like, how perfect is that to be in the city of Detroit? And then Terence has Burst Out, which has a super positive message about just doing stuff. So like, it's just like perfect. Do we want to do some? You wanted to talk about Tiger? Is it Tiger?
Oh, man.
Woods.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody, go ahead and pray for my boy Tiger Woods.
Definitely playing for Tiger.
My heart dropped almost yesterday because I thought Tiger was gone. I don't want to lose any more of our black legends, especially our young generation legends.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He was in car flipped over pretty bad. He had to get the jaws of life to get him out of there. So we always had a call. My bad, y'all. Don't see me in the camera.
We're gonna figure it out. One day we gonna get it.
Yeah. So shout out to Tiger, man.
I don't know. When I
Everybody pray
first
for
seen it, I don't
Tiger.
know if y'all was been watching since the beginning, but I was like, 2020 Junior. And as soon as I saw that car crash, I'm like, this is very 20 Junior-ish. Like, people just dying, like, shouldn't be dying. It's just
I
crazy.
mean, we already lost a couple legends this year.
Yeah,
so
I've
far,
been
black
still
ones.
saying it was
So,
2020 Junior-ish.
But it reminded me of like when he got caught up with his wife, remember?
Yeah.
It was a car accident again.
But that one was on his own property.
Right.
That's
You know what I'm saying? It was just that he was drunk and everybody was mad about it. Like, he should never got in trouble for that one. He was on his own property. At least he tore up his own shit.
fair enough.
He made it home.
But
He made it home.
what shit was he in the midst of this time, maybe?
Well,
Well, they
Hopefully
say he
nothing,
wasn't-
but-
They say he
said
wasn't
it one
intoxicated.
time.
Yeah, they say he wasn't intoxicated. Wasn't nobody with him. They don't know exactly what happened. his car just hit the curve and took a toll.
But
He
you
took
know
a
he be
tumble.
on them supplements too, though.
Yeah. So it's no telling what's been going
Supplements
on.
as in enhancements.
No, supplements is like drugs.
Yeah, because he has back
Could
pain and
also
stuff
be
like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well, you
because
theoretically.
because he had back pain and things like that. Because he just had back surgery, if I'm not mistaken, in December.
He was
Yeah.
on opioids.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he could have been under the influence of some medication. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But we all gonna pray for Tiger Woods for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Gotta do it.
And then before we jump into our topic, what y'all think about Vanessa like checking Meek Mill? Do you feel like she? I mean, clearly she was right. Like she has her valid opinions, but do you feel like it was that serious? Do you feel like his response? Like, what do y'all think about that?
All right, I'm gonna start.
Go ahead.
I feel like I'm gonna be real honest. Okay, first I'm gonna say, granted, in a lot of our music we do make a lot of references to death and a lot of people things, but I honestly feel like the thing with Kobe, I feel like because Kobe is our like one of our biggest legends, and it's so sensitive with everything how he passed away with his daughter. And, you know, like the NBA didn't even Vanessa didn't even let the NBA do anything as far as like representing him this year. You know what I'm saying? Within the first year or so, for Meek Mill to make that comment, granted it's rap and we used to it, it's a little too soon. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, it was just distasteful to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, come on, bro. Somebody should have. That was one of them times where the bro should have been like, "Hey, dude, I don't think that's the right verse."
You
For
get
the
another
market.
word to rhyme with that, man.
Especially in the society that we live in now, like we said, with the cancel culture and everything like that we talked about in previous weeks, like that legitimately we are. I mean, granted, I don't want to say we sensitive because I don't want nobody to be upset when I say
We're
about culture.
sensitive.
We pretty
are.
much.
I mean, like,
We're very sensitive.
We pretty much more sensitive now with social media and everything like that.
Yeah.
So because of that aspect, him saying that, with how everybody feels about it, makes it real. It makes it a lot bigger compared to things of the past.
yeah.
Okay, but how do you feel about Vanessa responding?
She has every right to.
I think
Oh,
she
yeah,
should check
100%.
him.
I think it wasn't like how she put it. Like how she put it, I don't think it was bad. Like I think she was just like, "Hey, bro, this is disrespectful. Take this shit down." And he just, well, apparently, I think I saw that he said he did apologize to her earlier that day, and the tweet that they're
Privately,
trying to attach to what his response was not about that.
Yeah, but I just felt like the bar wasn't even crazy enough for you to reference Kobe. Like,
Yeah.
That's how I felt too. I
out
didn't want to
of
say it, but
like you talking about a relationship going wrong and you gonna take, it's just like it was distasteful.
Yeah.
Like, so I agree with that, and it's too early. Like, too many people was involved in it, so it's just like you don't make too many references to people that's dead. Like,
And it was like at the end of the day, it was him and his daughter.
Yeah.
right?
And you gotta look at that aspect of what, and especially when it comes to Vanessa, like, they lucky she's handling this very calmly.
Yeah.
If you
Very
ask me.
calmly.
You know what I'm saying? Slap a lawsuit on him.
she
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
can take him
pay
out.
me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What kind of
in his
lawsuit
career.
could she slap?
Defamation,
her?
like-
defamation, like that's
It
not
was.
defamation.
I don't think it would be defamation.
No, it's not
That's
defamation.
not
I mean,
defamation.
but
That's
He
not
was speaking
defamation.
facts, but I just don't know.
It was a metaphor. You know what I mean? And we've seen a lot of references similar to Pac when Biggie died. And,
All the time.
even Left Eye. I've heard a couple of Left Eye lines about her and her, or how she
I mean,
passed
folks,
away.
they say about Nipsey too,
Aaliyah, I've heard even her in rhymes, but I think it's just because of it being the time frame that it is, man. It's a little too soon for people to, be hearing something like that. You know what I mean? Everybody feel like it was a cheap shot for me.
I mean, you got to remember his anniversary, like his 1 year anniversary was just like,
it
what,
just
2 weeks
passed.
ago?
It just passed.
Exactly.
It was like just like 2 weeks
That's
ago.
wild.
So it's like, come on, bro.
I feel like whatever you about to spit, it gotta do justice to whoever it refers to, especially if it's like posthumously, like after they died. And like you said, like with the bar, like I wasn't even that like, oh
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
It
if
was
it was crazy, and it's like, all right, maybe I can. Maybe I
Check
can
this
do it.
out, though. I was thinking about this, and I was gonna post this in the stat. Like he wouldn't have dare said no catchy punch phrase about Nipsey.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't have dare because of the flack that he would have got from
And
the
music-
real, from
yeah,
the real
music,
cats,
music
right?
would have come after him. Yeah.
But the basketball player, it was a safe ground.
Right, because Kobe
He
ain't got.
thought it was a safe.
Which is
Right.
wild, right,
Wasn't a
right.
safe ground.
But But he ain't got no goons coming out like,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. He would have said that about Nipsey. He wouldn't have been never did a show at Cali again.
Nah, shut down.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but he been like Meek been kind of weak though, so this just makes sense that he would like be in such distaste.
Shots fired at me.
I'm just saying, like, this isn't like something abnormal for him. Like, he's been doing like horrible, distasteful shit, right?
Yeah,
So,
he has. Corny.
I mean, I don't even listen to him.
Meek
when I do
takes
that.
another L, so he's our L of the week, man. He's our L of the week.
The L
We got
of the
from
week.
today.
He's our
Okay.
L of the
Nothing.
week. He's our L of the week, man.
Okay.
Meek is the L of the week.
L of the week.
All right.
How convenient. He has 2 L's. Okay, in his name. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Okay, did you actually do it too?
Wow.
I'm like Meek. Oh yeah. Okay. Whatever. Don't. You know, I can leave. Y'all can finish this up yourselves. Okay, we're not doing
As
this.
always.
I'm always trying to leave because y'all be always making me feel less black and shit. Gosh.
Oh,
But you've been blackfishing us since you started the show.
She gonna look at my shirt like, are you not doing that yourself, him? I'm gonna get it together one day.
Well, you do realize, since we speaking of New Black Detroit, you know that show was based off of being in Detroit, though, too.
What show?
Martin.
no, she doesn't know. We
I'm
just
the real life Martin.
Yo,
That's me. I just don't have a Gina.
And you know, sister was in Michigan.
Yeah, I knew that.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Yeah.
Oh, Good Girls. I'm here. I'm with it.
I'm just.
Those is not black. Neither one of them.
What's Good Girl?
Oh, really? Are you serious? Okay.
Oh, no, I watch Good Girl.
Thank you. Good Girls is the shit. Okay, with that little fine
So
little
you don't
Mexican
never ever
man be
remember
doing
an
horrible crazy
episode
shit.
of Martin when he ever said, "What's up, Detroit"?
So today we're gonna be talking about New Detroit. Now the New Detroit is black, and I think too. So the good thing about Brandon is that he's multifaceted artist. So
Thank you.
not only does he have the creative business and think tank, he also is an artist as well. And we're gonna start this whole segment off with his song and his EP. Yes. Do you want to talk about this real quick before we
Yeah.
like play it?
The song itself, the EP itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, where can we find it?
All right, so
all
it's on all streaming platforms. It's on Apple Music. It's on Tidal. It's on Spotify. Media
Brandon
streaming.
Wood.
It's on brand.
It's on brand.
So look.
On
Say
brand.
it. Keep saying it until
On
you get
brand.
it.
So look. So
that's dope.
originally the name was about to be Brand to the X, right? Or Brand X.
Okay.
But that already exists, and it's a Phil Collins group. So I was like, I want to be original, and I want my name to be in it. So I was like, I thought about it. I was like, on brand? On brand.
You get
Brandon,
it? Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You didn't.
I like
It took you that.
Wow.
As soon as I seen it, I was
That's
like,
smart.
I
That's
got
smart.
it.
Yeah, that's
I
dope.
like the way he think, man. I like the way he think, man.
Yes, and then yeah.
So
Let's go.
the activism. So I did a thing called Float the Vote. So that was going into Detroit and taking food trucks and empowering voters to vote. Get out
Okay.
and vote.
Okay. What's up?
So
What's
I
up?
did the score for that, and then I was like, you know what? It's time for me to show like my lyricism and my ability to do bars or whatever. So then I was like, let me do this EP real quick. And that's what happened when I did it. I just like tore the house down. You know?
Okay, go crazy. Go crazy.
You broke the shit. Yeah, I got
broke
it.
the shit. So yeah, this was the release from that, and kind of me giving homage to the people of Detroit and Detroit for showing up for the election. So
Dope.
Okay.
Let's play
What's
it.
the name of the song?
Detroit never left.
Okay.
Yo, we never left, we was always here. What you consider theft, we consider fear. If you think we less, Bobby nothing's here. All you do is interfere, make a mess and disappear. But you know what? That was then. Look at now, wonder how we still in. Took a while for the crown to be fitted, kept hanging around in the crowd just to get it. Deep, though, these people think so feeble. Like we go to these. Please, I need y'all to respect our steeds. We never shit, cause every single test that we hit a lick, cause we never quit. Rebuilding brick by brick, setting more than picks to go to war with bricks. Yeah, it's us versus everybody. Had to learn who we can trust from my nigga Tommy. From 6 Mile, we mac proud with a lifestyle. So fill out home with the blackest fish, you 11 pounds. So put some respect on my name. Been through some tough times, been through so much pain. Don't think that I need to explain how all of the pressure has caused so much strain. Through all of the stressing and bouts of depression, we managed to keep ourselves sane. Call it a lesson or call it a blessing, we were never the same. And though it's a shame to know we got played, why continue to pass off the blame? When one thing goes true, no matter the proof, we a victim of change. And that's not a deflection, it's just my perception from other connections I've made. Betrayed by complexion is strife and deception that utterly fills me with rage. But revenge is not what I'm after, nah, I just want us to turn the page. Cause when we got through that chapter 9, believe me, that set the stage for a brand new age, with a lifetime to go. Ain't gotta imagine their growth, you should already know, cause we back off the ropes. We that vibe, that hype, that drive, that drive to always stay and fight. From bars to cars and marks and scars, and even though we deserve the stars, we'll set up a spark. We that vibe, that hype, that drive, the type to always stay and fight. That's right. From bars to cars and marks and scars, and even though we deserve the stars, we'll set up a spark. Not showing love, yo. Not showing love to Detroit. Like, y'all expected us to fail or something. We just had to get the money right. Right? Y'all expected us to fail, but what do? We broke through. We on new ground now, in new territory. Detroit never left. We was always here. We been here. Change comes through the city. Don't let them forget. Detroit stand up for being a change. We showed up, we put up, we did that.
How was that not the perfect song
I would say that's dope
to
right
play
there. That's
for
dope right there. That's pretty dope
Detroit,
right there. Like,
or the new Black is Detroit, yeah. Like,
whew.
how do you not
I can
attach
vibe
that to that?
That's added to the playlist.
Definitely.
Added to the playlist. That's one thing I can really appreciate over the last few weeks. We had some real different, like, Detroit music come here. And
Yeah.
It is. I think that's the beautiful thing too, is that like people be like, oh, you can tell you from Detroit, but like in the past few weeks, we've had such a different mix of the variety that is Detroit, that makes Detroit Detroit.
man, I appreciate that. Like, I didn't want to play that song again right now.
Hey, that was dope though. It definitely was.
Because like, I wanted to honor the energy that Detroit has. And in fact, it's a mecca. You feel me? Like Motown, but also like the automotive industry, and like ghetto tech, you know, and like jitting and stuff. Putting all that musicality into it and the lyrics and referring to things that we have in the city. Like, you know, we had to learn from my nigga Tommy Walker, Detroit versus Everybody.
Go Cast Tech. Okay.
Second to none.
She went to Cast too as well.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh my God, all these damn cast technicians.
I mean,
You want to leave?
No, he wants to be.
Pretty much. I mean,
No, I am
That's
satisfied
very
being a
valid.
graduate of Denby High School.
We don't even
on the
know what
east
that
side,
is.
east side
Continue.
all day, okay?
but like being able to say like we've been here, right? And even through the bad times, like when we got through that chapter 9 bankruptcy, like I remember watching it from, I was in Baltimore at the time and then I come back, but knowing that your city was
Suffering.
right. And it's like, well, I got to make my way back in order to help put on for the city in the way that I can. And so through my artistry and through starting the think tank, like this is kind of my way of doing that, collaborating with people.
Okay. So as you speak of your think tank, can you explain to most folks, some people might not know what a think tank is?
Yeah.
So think tank is?
Like in mainstream and like the student entire world, it's like policy institute where you're talking about like, oh, we want to pass this bill, we want to have enough research that's going to allow this to actually become legislation, right?
Okay.
I want to do that creatively. So it's like a creative think tank. So it's like for example, if we were to go into neighborhoods in Detroit and talk to people, and then be like, what has been your experience living on this block where there's like 1 or 2 houses on this block, right? And it's like, oh, well, it's been this, it's been that. Taking those stories back, having a crew, someone like us, maybe you're a singer, right? Okay. I'm an actor. This other person has another gift. We come together and we bring something. We tell stories creatively, like commentary.
Okay.
But we put it out creatively, and really put on for tell real stories, man. Share real stories.
That is dope. So where you guys like located? Where we?
So right now it's a home business.
Okay.
Home office is me.
That's dope.
Steady collaborating with people, putting teams together like the Avengers, until get that one backer who's gonna like invest and be like, I love the work you're doing, and then just like take this out.
Can you tell us what your logo is? I know it is, like the phrase.
Oh, so all right. So the logo. So I'll just do it like this. So, backstory. I realized that I had a lot of skills and a lot of talents, and I didn't want to pick one. I feel like we all got gifts and talents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we all Santa Claus. We got this satchel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You go in there. You don't want just one gift. You got like 12 gifts. But even after that, you take all 12 out, it's still one more in there. And there's another one in there. So ideaLogic for me was basically taking all of those gifts and putting it in that satchel. So ideaLogic is ideaLogic. Mm-hmm. So I talk logically. I try to be objective. I try to like really get down to the nitty gritty of stuff and be like, take emotion out of it. Here's what it is. Mm-hmm. If we need to make a change, let's make the change. Like you going vegan, right?
Yeah.
So
trying.
Right.
Working on it.
So you at some point you got down to it and you was like, all right, what am I trying to do? Quality of life, whatever. When you start to like get down to the root of stuff, you can make those real changes. So my tagline is it's not genius, it's perspective. So
I love it.
And the logo is like this. So
we put it on the screen.
Okay. Cool. So frame up on it. And
I need that on the shirt.
I know it's not genius.
I'm about to try to do merchandising, but like I'm trying to put it on stuff.
Okay.
But that takes time. So,
of course.
Time and building, but.
And so when y'all go on Spotify to check out his song, y'all can go to the other ones too. But I have an Android and we only have no iPhone or iTunes, so shit.
But you can get Apple Music on Androids.
Are we doing this today? That's why you out of the screen. You can't even see your face. Anyways, but when y'all go on Spotify to check out his song, what you'll notice is that there are 4 songs very similar, but of different perspectives.
This is true.
Yes.
So,
I like that storytelling.
Right. So because it was an original score for the short film that we did. Oh, shout out Float the Vote, Tell Your Story. It spotlights the work that I did with the Float the Vote team, one of those teams I put together.
Okay.
To do this work in Detroit. It's like 8 minutes long. Check it out. It's on Vimeo. It's on YouTube. So that was the instrumental for that. And then there was an extended one. And then there was the legit mix. So planning to do something with legit mix to kind of spotlight jitting and put it in more of a. So we all know jitting here, right? Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
As an art form, right?
I do know.
Okay.
I do know. Okay.
But you got all these all these other dancers from around the country that's like blowing up and stuff. People, oh yeah, let's do this. Like we can do that for jitting. So that's kind of my next push. Kind of do a TikTok or something for it to try to like push it forward mainstream.
Good challenge. We need a Detroit dance.
That's right,
man. We need one ASAP.
Everybody
start getting off. Can somebody
perfect.
get it?
Yes.
That would be great.
You gonna get on our TikTok?
No, I have no rhythm. My brothers don't even want me to stroll. No.
That's sad.
No.
Do you know how to jit?
I do.
Oh my God. Okay, I feel like we gotta put you on spot.
I wouldn't think that anybody that didn't know how to jit would talk about doing that kind of challenge.
I'm definitely gonna talk about jit and then not know how to jit. What are you talking about? I talk about twerking and can't twerk.
About Detroit, I mean, it's possible. Is the bottom line.
No, that's true. That's true because what I could do is like get somebody to choreograph it and do it.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
But I choreographed it.
because he jits.
I can't wait.
Legit.
I can't wait to see that.
Legit.
Legit jits.
See, and that's like de toi, legit.
Yeah, I do.
That's it.
So, I think like as the downtown Detroit starts to really become a downtown, because in the past it has been, then it kind of wasn't, and now it really is. I think a lot of people be like, oh, it's being gentrified and stuff like that.
I agree.
See, that's what I would say. Like, so when you look at it initially, yes, you may think that. But the level of entrepreneurship and black-owned businesses that's really happening and trying to push themselves in downtown and reclaiming some areas in the city that would have once been deemed bad, like, really,
The
it's
University
not.
District, I would say, it's that's one of the biggest black spots. In the
Like
city.
Indian
Cass
Village,
Corridor, Cass
yeah.
Corridor.
Like Ivy
black.
Kitchen is right on Jefferson, but like that area, like you'd be like, oh, I don't know about that. Then you're like, oh, but it's nice. Like, it's again these areas that were used to be nice and it wasn't so nice. And now the reason why they're becoming nice is because of black business. Like, honestly.
Nice.
Well, I mean that connects to like the power of the black community and what we have in terms of buying power,
Straight to the
right?
black
Yeah.
dollar.
Right? Like wherever the dollar's going, whether it's into a black business or a white business, mainstream, like
I mean, it was a census, I think, in 2012. I was looking at some stats that said, I think 50,000 out of like 80,000 of the small businesses in Detroit are minorities, pretty much black. And that was in 2012. So,
Yeah.
you can only imagine how many like business we actually have out there. But when you was talking about gentrification in Detroit, now downtown Detroit to me is like still like pretty much
And that's- I
billionaire
think
white based.
That's probably what people are referring to when they but generally when anybody refers to Detroit, they pretty much talking about downtown Detroit. They don't really.
Like
When
we
it comes
have
from like a
city.
media perspective, they're
Like,
not really
the
talking
new
about.
Black Detroit is out there. Like everybody, we have companies and businesses in the outskirts of Detroit, but in the main part where people are getting the biggest flap at, where people need to be at, is like downtown. If you ask me personally, we need more
Downtown and
black
midtown.
business,
Downtown
black
and
businesses
midtown. Yeah.
in downtown, in the downtown.
I mean, the gentrification
area.
one time was blatant. Remember, if you remember that, I don't know what company it was. Remember they had
There was a few of
Quicken
them.
Loans.
the new
was one of
Detroit.
them.
Was it the Quicken Loans? The
Quicken
new
Loans.
Detroit
It
with
was a
all the
few.
Oh,
white people.
yeah.
So-
yeah.
so-
Everybody but black people, and then they had to change it and
Yeah.
put like wow. Like,
So
really?
story behind that. So I was working down. So I had a stint with that before I moved on, but I worked with their sister company, Amrock, and they talked about that, and they were like, they ran that whole advertising scheme or whatever, and then actually Dan Gerber was pissed because it got to a point where you up here, you get your billions, everybody down here doing what they need to do, and they put it out. He's like, we can't actually put that out. Like I'm not taking up for him, but I'm saying like when you get a machine that's going, people just like, oh yeah, it's good, it's chill. It's like
Everybody's
no,
saying yes.
it's not exactly.
Everybody saying the meek sentence. Everybody said yes to the.
Everybody-
Everybody said yes to the
Hey man,
verse.
can I say that? Talk it. Yeah. No, bro, be the no man. So, yeah,
I mean, Detroit is like the largest black city in America.
Bruh.
It's 80% black.
yes,
It is.
It's the
Yes.
largest black city in America, and that's why it's sad to me that I'm happy that we are getting better with our entrepreneurship and our black businesses within Detroit, but it's sad to me that it's taken us this long to somewhat get to this point.
So that's the thing, though. I don't think it's taken us so long to get to this point. I think we've been at this point, then we may have lost it a little bit, and then now it just looks a little different as it comes back.
It's I thought about this a lot and talked about it with people. Like the white savior complex. You say like Dan Gilbert came in and kind of opened the gates for a lot of things.
Yeah,
Right. But it's like if Dennis Archer, right, when he was in office, could the same thing have happened? Kwame, could the same thing have happened? But then you have like white savior, white mayor. I don't know.
it happens. Yeah, and that's what people mean. And looking at aspect of it's just I don't know.
I feel like nowadays, like we're figuring out the steps to get to that. Like if we had ownership, like now we got like everybody has like LLCs now. Like we're figuring it out.
And that's what I'm saying. I appreciate us doing. Like we buying properties. You know what I'm saying? More black people are getting to real estate. We getting our licenses. Like
You're
we
welcome, Detroit. The millennials are helping y'all.
man, we're doing construction, all those things, like all these skills that we had, like some of us had, like Go Tech and all that stuff coming up. People are actually doing, like black folks are actually getting to those things instead of like focusing on the book work of everything, just like hands-on skills and making the money off of everything.
A lot of times our people went to school, how many times, or people went to school for something for 4, 8, sometimes 10 years and get out and didn't get a career that had nothing to do with what they went to school for.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real vulnerable right now. So I went to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. I got a BA in behavioral biology and East Asian studies.
Okay.
East Asian studies because I got Japanese at Cass Tech and just loved it. But that happened to me. So 2010, right? That was when like the recession happened.
Right.
We're all convinced when you go to college, like, oh yeah, you go to college, you get out, you get a job, right?
Facts.
Ain't no job waiting for you
At all, period.
at all, bro. So,
And then they came out with this thing called overqualified, right?
dog,
So where it's like, nah, you're too smart for this job.
and I ran into
And-
that
and I
too.
think that was another racial bias. That was just something for us, another reason to box us out, because I don't see no person that don't look like us getting the flag of being overqualified for a job.
And
So
that's
you don't
what
get
pushed-
it.
And that's
Like,
what
that's
helped
just
push the
another
envelope for
reason.
entrepreneurship,
And
especially with
that's-
our generation. Like
that's
our
why I say
generation
I
is the
don't
biggest
Exactly.
I don't
examples
think
of
we started
entrepreneurship.
late because, like, to his point, we just not figuring out. But that's due to information intentionally being hidden from us, so that we couldn't figure it out.
Think about the last couple of years, though. Think about all of the uprising of the black community due to the police brutality, and everybody, being pro-black became a trend, right? And buy black and support black became a thing, and then COVID hit, and we really had to be creative on creating businesses.
Man, talking about some creativity that came out during COVID.
Every black business owner that I talk to personally, when I interview them or have them spotlighted on the network, and I ask them, how has COVID affected them versus before or not. First off, a lot of them weren't even business owners before COVID, right? Some of them, So now they speak on between everybody having time to do things.
Dog, that's it.
On top of the money to invest because of the stimulus, like the COVID, it's kind of been the best, last couple of years of a lot of people's lives. Besides, the BS of going through, wearing the mask and all that.
A lot of people died, but it gave a lot of people exactly what they needed to get shit done, to let them have a different perspective of something that's been in their face the entire time.
So the irony, right? And maybe this is what Meek should have said, right? I can't breathe, right? George Floyd, I can't breathe. Eric Garner, I can't breathe. Black people have been able to breathe, in a way, right? When you talk economically, to be able
That's
to
fair.
start,
That's
right?
real.
So, like you said, a lot of people died, but at the same time, it was like some form of release for the community to be.
But we
able
got to still look at it like, was that like a pacifier though? You know what I mean? Because at the same time, we are still getting this from a system that we know is designed not for us. You know what I mean? Like we are complaining about things not being right or being broken or unjust in the system when the system was designed. It's doing how it was doing. It's doing what it was operated to do.
Yeah.
We were never meant to benefit
never meant
from
for
it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So,
Yeah.
so that's why it's so hard to change, because this machine is. And I think I just talked about this on the very last show an hour ago. It's like, imagine us black people, like the cars were made to ride on the road, but we're trying to take this machine and make it fly. It wasn't made to do that.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
But you can make it
We know,
fly.
but if we build
you
our
can.
own, if we
If
build
we
our
build our
own,
own.
we realize that flying is a better method. We like, why are we on the ground? Why don't we get in the? But we can't, because we are so comfortable, with this thing that they've created for us, because it's too much work for us to go out and build our own. You know what I mean? And then if we do build it, we ain't gonna support it because we are so busy fighting amongst each other that, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. I mean, we trying to take their car that they built and make it fly when it is not designed for it. When we actually made all of the parts for the car in the first damn place. So
Exactly.
we know we can make it fly,
Right.
but we ain't got the resources to create it on ourselves to, so where we can sustain
we
it.
have them now, though.
But it's
And what they do is, once we figure out how to drive the car on the road, they switch the rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or they switch
Yep.
how you drive it.
Yep.
Look, red lights means go now and green
Yes.
lights means stop now.
like I was gonna say, like with Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or whatever, when we had the money and we
There you
had
go.
the,
They talk
you
about
know,
it.
like
Talk
they
about
bombed
it.
it. So it's just like,
I mean, even Black Bottom in Detroit, they ran a freeway right through it.
right.
Yep.
So every time
1960
we
riots.
You know what
get
I'm
it
saying?
together, they want to take something from it, or like you said, add the new rules to it or whatever. The black code all over again.
It's still buildings to this day in 2021. If you ride up Gratiot, it
That-
has not been redeveloped since the riots.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of New Black Detroit, that's one thing I would love to see our black celebrities do, like Big Sean and those guys, find a way to buy these properties up. Because that's the biggest way for us to get back in the city.
And that's
Don't just put things out there or just put these organizations together. Talk to these people and buy these properties up. It's a
Or
you
put
go over
the
there on
ideas out
Hamilton.
there because they-
Hamilton, I promise you, that could be a black Mecca right there.
It could be.
From 6 Mile down to fucking 696.
yeah.
It's open space, open businesses.
Yeah.
We should be over there.
But see, listen,
That should look like
look,
Royal Oak.
But if you know
Hey,
anything about the black business districts right now, off of 7 Mile and Livernois,
It's
Absolutely.
University District.
But, right. So, but look what they did to it right when we got it up and running.
Fucked
They
up
took
the
the
street.
medium
Said,
out.
oh, we're gonna snatch the
They took
medium
the medium
out of
out.
here, and now we got to run construction.
They
Okay,
ran
through this thing
construction
and mess
over
and mess the traffic up. You know what I mean?
Avenue of
Because
Fashion.
one of my business
Construction that
partners,
they
the
didn't
Avenue of
bring any
Fashion.
black contractors into.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then conveniently, like I got like one of my business partners, the owner of 313, my man Clem, one of my business partners, sponsor for the station, and he was talking about how it was like for weeks they just conveniently set a big ass cat in front of the door of 313.
Yeah, a
Just
couple
sitting there.
of those businesses had to get closed,
You know what I'm saying?
closed down,
Big-
like Cuzzo's,
big-
all that.
I'm
like,
such a
all
cat
of them.
person because I was like,
But-
meow cat.
No,
I
Like
am-
what?
the digging
I
shit.
figured after such, which made most sense.
But I'm happy
I was
during
there.
the pandemic last year and all that we actually, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Grubhub and, you know, DoorDash and everything. But like supporting those
Stepping
black
up.
businesses, because a lot of those black businesses, that's when they got start. If I'm not mistaken, that's when they start getting those contracts with those guys to keep the money coming in.
DoorDash was doing that shit for clout, but okay.
I mean, cloud or
See,
not,
that's the-
cloud or not,
yeah.
it kept the black businesses from folding because when you want, especially like those ones on Livernois, not being able to drive over there is irritating. You know what I'm saying, for folks. I live over there.
And
That was
parking is
irritating.
already hard when the
That's
street
true.
was functioning. It was already this
So to be,
park.
you got to think a small black business to be shut down for a week. That's a restaurant.
That's
2
true.
weeks. That's a lot of money that they're losing.
Three
Out the door, yeah.
Especially when you bring it in hella money every day.
Especially because of
Motherfucker, Cuzzo out the door.
So I'm not saying like that. I think like the clout is when they like were like, oh, you can go deliver from these black owned businesses, like when you had to have its own little section. Like to me, it was like, oh, okay.
But speaking of, since you brought up Grubhub and Uber Eats, whatever it is, there is a black owned
It
food
is.
delivery service, Black and Mobile.
Yep.
And they definitely have a Detroit division.
Oh, we just shout
East
out to
and
them.
West.
I need
Shout out
to
to
go
them.
work for. Hey, tell Black and Mobile to holler at me. I deliver for it. I don't care. I deliver everything.
Black and Mobile, East and West. And I think what's dope about them is that like the restaurants that they have on their site is stuff that you wouldn't know.
It's all black owned.
It's all black
I
owned, but it's stuff
They got
that you
an
like just wouldn't know. Like I didn't know who like Chef Forte and stuff like that. Like I didn't like when I look on their site, I'm like never would know that any of these places existed. So it's kind of dope because it's really connecting you to places that you may not ever know or whatever in your own city.
That's what's up.
Do they got an app?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have an app.
It's called Black and Mobile.
Yeah.
I'm about to download
And they
that.
have multiple states too.
Yep.
Oh, word.
Can we need to get them hired in Grubhub in Detroit, man. Black and
they
what?
did. Black
Black and Mobile.
There we go.
We can post it on our page after words. too.
Follow Black and Mobile, y'all.
Yeah,
Follow
make
Black
sure
and
y'all
Mobile.
support Black and
Hey, come
Mobile,
sponsor
y'all,
us, Black and
especially
Mobile.
if you live in
Look,
Detroit.
we support y'all. Skip DoorDash and
You live
everybody
or work in
else.
Detroit.
So, back to what we were saying about the whole gentrification of downtown. Do you think that, like, really, like, so yeah, we see more white people, you know, downtown. Okay, whatever. But do you not think that, like, the way downtown Detroit has developed itself was needed in order to be, like, a serious downtown?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Like,
There was no reason to really be down there before.
it's gentrified.
They had nothing to offer, really.
But like, so I mean, I get that why we say it's gentrified, but in a way, I just feel like why? Because there are activities that you wouldn't see in a normal inner city.
No, actually, in the housing. And the reason why specifically is because it's unaffordable to what they say the average
Market.
Detroit income is. It's not affordable for the average Detroiter. Like, and I mean, it's tiny spaces for outrageous prices.
So how they get all that housing is ridiculous, right? So I used to manage some properties in Grand Rapids. And so basically what they do is they get funds from the government and say, we want to put this high luxury rise something in this urban city. So give us X amount of dollars and we're going to give you a certain percentage of like income restricted, not income based, but more income restricted housing. And as long as we have this certain percentage, we qualify for all this money. And it's ridiculous. It's a small percentage, but this is how stupid it is. So basically, like they'll be like, well, you can't be over 130% poverty level or something. So in theory, so we'll say that means, I don't know, like you can't make more than 20-something thousand a year or something like that. But then the rent is like $800 or like $1,000, and it's like, wait, so what person is making $25,000 a year that should be paying well more than 30% of their income for housing? And so like that's like, so I get that part, but yeah, I get that part about the whole housing thing. But I don't know. I still think that like the things that's been brought to the city, like the bikes and stuff like that.
I love it.
Like,
it's all over the city.
I mean,
All
like,
over the city.
and we're the only city that has all the professional teams downtown. Mm-hmm. One of a few.
One of a few.
One of a few. Yeah.
Finally, when the Pistons moved down there a couple years ago, we
Yeah.
one of a few.
Which I applauded that because the Detroit Pistons needed to come back to the Detroit.
Yeah.
And that helped.
Yeah.
And
Auburn Hills Pistons.
but I also
Right?
Fuck is
I
that?
never understood that.
I also think that because of how we grew up with how Detroit was downtown, a lot of us are like, a lot of people are still scared to go down there and still scared to like be in that aspect. So that's a lot of the reason why you don't see a lot of black people down there as always all the time, because they still have that mindset of it's Detroit, bro.
Do y'all remember?
that's the weird part, because when I go downtown, like I see white people, but I very much see black people too.
Yeah, I see both.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember what happened? I can't be the only one to remember what happened when the Pistons won the last time in the city. Just all
Wasn't it
around
like
the
go
city.
crazy,
that?
right?
No,
It was like damn near a riot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was upset
Block,
that something
like,
happened next year.
I've
They lost.
never seen anything like that in my life, man. Like going to, I distinctly remember going to the store after the game, and I seen a dude at the liquor store standing on top of the police car, throwing liquor bottles at another police car.
Well,
Dog,
well, you know when you win championships and stuff, everything is off limits. You can burn couches, you can burn police cars. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can do whatever.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you could.
You ain't never seen it?
If Facebook
What year
Live
was
was
it?
out in
Think about Michigan State. All the times we was
2000
burning couches up there
Oh yeah, that's fair.
for the Final Four. Come on now.
2001, 2002
I got
was
a
it?
picture
What was the
of
last
someone
time Pistons
That was it.
01, 02, something like that.
Oh,
Oh no, that was
04.
05.
04.
Oh, okay.
04.
Something like that.
That was a year that because we had good years. We had the Red
Oh, yeah,
Wings
it wasn't no
winning.
one. Hell no.
The Red Wings won. The Shock was winning. The Pistons was winning. The Lions were still sucking.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
The Lions
Red
are still
Wings,
the
I mean,
Lions.
the Lions
Lions are
ain't
still Lions.
never won nothing. 40, 50 years.
They cursed.
It's the Ford family,
Are they?
man.
Barry
There you
Sanders.
go.
They say
There
Barry
you
Sanders
go.
cursed them.
As long, and the thing about it is they're playing off of the fact that the Detroit Lions fans are so loyal. As long as we keep selling it, their bottom line is getting met. We keep selling the seats out. They gonna keep making their billions.
Hope really
So,
gets you a lot of
Hope is
places.
strong for a word.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ignite, you had said that like what we need to be kind of doing is buying like buildings in the cities and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like, I really wanna
what
see-
else?
The celebrities. I want to see the folks that are rappers that got money. You know what I'm saying? These people that's doing the forex, claiming they got millions and stuff, and like legitimately buy up these. Like get
It
y'all
doesn't
team
even
together.
take-
Like
get you a
attack
team.
the hood.
Attack the
Like
hood.
it's cancer, bro.
Like I know, I got friends from Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guys. You know what I'm saying? Some Qs, Darius, guys like that. Can't think of names right now, but they buying up property. They buying up houses in Detroit. I got rapper friends like my boy Courtney buying up properties off Joy Road and things like that. Like buy up properties in the hood, like legitimately, and that's one of the biggest ways that we could bring revenue back into our society. Like it's legitimately Helmets. I'm telling you, like it's nothing but empty spaces.
And it's like a wide
Nothing.
street too.
It's
Yeah.
nothing over there.
When
It's
everybody was
nothing.
leaving Detroit, told, oh, it's nothing here, it's nothing here. It's like I'm just looking at everybody with this glass half empty mentality, as opposed to looking at it like, okay, it's plenty of opportunity and space to build. You looking like it's nothing here for me to take advantage of.
You couldn't give me.
Because that-
But it's
350 million.
plenty of
It's over.
opportunity to barren land.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
all of this space for me to build something.
Because that's the
You know
hard
what I
part,
mean?
right? Building. That's what we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like
It is.
building a new structure.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
I'm too accustomed and
Right,
conditioned to the lifestyle and all of this, the machine that I'm already accustomed to living with and under.
But I also think people are scared of losing money. And at the end of the day, it's gonna take money, and you taking a chance on like you might lose out on this money. Like
Yep, and that's part of
Money
it. That's
talk.
definitely part of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
regardless of what
Definitely
people feel
part of
like, money talk.
But it's like you got hope
Black
in the
or white?
lion, so you got hope.
You show them that green, you come with $40 million. It's 10 of y'all. It's 5 of y'all. 4 or 5 of y'all. Y'all put in $10 million. Why can't we buy up this whole district right
Yeah,
here?
like a few years ago,
For
I know,
$50 million.
I was
I got
definitely, yeah. A few years ago, I was definitely like, so friends of mine who want to just be, it could be however many of us that we need to just like, basically we all put $1,000 in or whatever money we can, and then we start with one business, and once that starts, then something else. Like ultimately, and it doesn't like so. Yeah, we saying celebrities and stuff, but it doesn't need to be a celebrity.
It doesn't.
It doesn't take
doesn't.
celebrities. It
economics.
takes
Yep.
right. It takes 100 people. Like, and it's like, yeah. So no, you may not get no profit. 100 people putting $1,000. Okay, no, but what you do with that money
It's not really
is crazy. You know, you buy that building or you get outbid, and then you put all the stuff that needs to be done to that building. You outsource it to black contractors, and then that can, like it's like a little ball or whatever. I think one of the, like you said, it's because people are scared, and I think is we just keep that negative connotation of like Detroit in general, and it's fucked up because I feel like maybe I had that issue as well.
We all have.
So when so I was
We've been
born and
conditioned
raised.
with We've been
I was
programmed with it.
born and raised in Detroit, but when I was 18, I left and I went to Grand Rapids, and I stayed there until I was 27. And
different
I
life.
had so while I am from Detroit, I have a way different connection with Grand Rapids because that was where my beginning of my
where
adulthood
you live.
happened
Yeah.
or whatever. So when I thought about going back to Detroit, it was the worst thing ever. When I came to visit, I'm like, this shit is horrible. Like, it was just really, really bad, to the point where in 2015, there was like a massive layoff with my primary job. And I knew that it was no way that I was going to be able to stay in Kent County. So the only way to keep my job was to come back to Detroit. So I ended up staying with my mom, and I refused for years, refused to get a lease. Like, I'm like, no, because if I get a lease in Detroit, that means I'm stuck here. I don't want to be here and everything. Yeah, but 2 years ago, as of 2 days ago, I bought a house in Detroit, and I think it was the best decision I could have ever made or whatever. And I, like, it was such, and then, like, yeah, so, and I did it on a whim because, so, I'm not gonna hold you up, like, my house is really nice. It's 80-something years
You got a
old.
nice house.
I got a stupid freaking good deal for it. In 2006, my house was worth $150,000. When they first put it on the market, they tried to sell it for $90,000. It was something for like 62, I don't know, but like, and then I got like some free $15,000 somewhere, and so I bought my house. I bought my house for $52,000.
$130,000 house.
In 2006, my house was worth $150,000. In 2 years, right now, my house is now worth $70,000 in just 2 years. So when I bought my house, there was 7 or 8 abandoned houses. By the time, it took me a little longer to close. By the time I closed, 2 of the houses next door to me were remodeled. They're on sale for land contract. There was another one. It's 2 other ones just got flipped. Down the street, they just knocked down one of the other buildings. There are white people who own empty lots on my block. It was like, it was, so when people say like, oh, why did you buy in Detroit? Why did you not buy in Detroit?
Right.
The only way to keep Detroit black is to be in Detroit.
Yeah.
Those are people
And
that
it
didn't look
changed
like you asking you that question.
You know,
Like,
one of our
I said, those
viewers-
are people that didn't look like you asking
No,
that question.
it was my black friend. Like it's that's what I'm
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
But-
saying because it's the negativeness. Like I had it.
Yeah.
Like when I first was looking for houses, I'm like, oh, maybe we can go in the outskirts. And then I kept thinking about it. Like, no, like why? I need to be in the city. Every single black person that has the ability to buy a house needs to buy a house in the city because. I'll let you know now. If you don't buy it, somebody else that ain't black buying it, and they gonna flip that bitch. They gonna sell it,
That's it.
for the money that they didn't have from their family. They gonna sell that bitch for $150. That's exactly what they've been doing in the University District, like McNichols, Marygrove
There's a lot of white
area.
folks over there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody
I
come
did a
knocking
door.
at your door or
Listen,
something.
I did a DoorDash, and a white couple came to the door, and I was like,
Oh, somebody said.
"Wait, that's what I'm about to get to."
Okay.
So one of our viewers said devil's advocate, speaking on like why buy houses in Detroit, in the hood, when the people who live there mentality doesn't change. I'm glad that you asked that question.
And my grandfather said that
The
my
reason
house,
why
I live 3
you
blocks
buy
from
properties
Point,
in
but that's not
the
point.
hood and you do that is because you want to help try to change that mentality.
That's right.
Right. We don't have enough home ownership, enough people that are being positive to grow up to. I ain't grow up and have people that own the black folks that own the house. We rented every goddamn thing.
Right.
It was a white person that owned our house that we was paying rent to. It was a white motherfucker that owned my mama's house on McKinney.
Yeah.
She owned her house on Parkside that I helped her buy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to put that mentality out there for people. You have to give us something to believe in. You have to give us ownership. Your kids, if your kids see you buying things and owning things, that's what they're going to have a mentality to do. Instead of, I want to rent this or have a budget on it. No.
Yeah, being dependent.
And then I will say, this is why I say millennials, like, I mean, everybody else is doing it big in Detroit, yeah. But millennials really, seriously,
Shout
are
out to
really
us.
making Detroit stay black. Because we are realizing, like, no, we need to buy our property in Detroit. Like, I can't tell you how many friends I have that bought one house in Detroit. Now they bought, like, 4 houses in Detroit. They renting stuff out. We had Jovan here, you know, he
You buy houses.
has a whole company to educate black people on being more financially literate. Like literally he came here and talked about house hacks on how you just get a house, like, and everything. Like we just need to, but it's like us, we're trying to figure it out and we're doing the best thing we can. And I think we're like, it's not gonna happen overnight, but it's happening quicker than what we realize. And the more it happens, I think the more the people who doubt it, see it, start to change their minds.
So what do y'all think about, like, back in the day when they had, Coleman Young as mayor, and you had to work in the city in order to live, like, if you wanted to work in the city, you had to live in the city.
That was a great thing.
So they didn't take all the resources out of the city. So, like, once that was gone, then everybody pretty much went to the suburbs. So, like, it's great that everybody is kind of buying up. Like, I feel like just keep buying because the city is coming back. You don't want, like around Harris, East Jefferson, or whatever the case might be, like, they right next to that water. So it's like a lot of places that's abandoned, even the schools. I feel like they should buy up the rec centers because that was great big pillars in the community,
Let's
especially
find a way
down
to get
there.
on Belle Isle.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
It's so many buildings on Belle Isle that's just vacant. Just hey, can
Let me live
somebody
on
put
the
some money
island,
together to
bro.
get on Belle Isle?
Right.
That whole little boat shop right there
Is
when you
Belle
first
Isle
walk
owned by
in
the
is
state
open.
now?
Yeah.
No, you ain't getting
Because the city wasn't taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Y'all missed the giant slide?
yeah, I miss it. Miss it.
All the burns and all.
I thought it was good there.
No,
I
it's a
thought
new slide.
they
It's
reopened
different.
it.
It's a
Yeah, no,
different
it's not the
slide.
same.
It's not the same slide.
It don't.
It's not the
it don't-
slide.
It don't
You
hurt
don't
you
get
no more.
air and come back down.
It wasn't the slide I was on when I
Stay connected
listen.
to
I need
I
to
thought
know
that
when this
slide was
was
50 feet
because
tall
I
when
was
I was a
on
kid, okay?
the big slide a few years ago, and I definitely
You got some air.
I seen a
I
quote.
hydroplaned,
Probably only
for
like
sure.
75 pounds.
I was about to say that, like, is it hard for you to get air?
I seen a quote that somebody was like, they said for Black Americans, small business ownership is a pathway to economic self-sufficiency, especially in majority black cities like Detroit, because it not only builds income but wealth over time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that we don't have. We build for right here and now for the struggle. We don't build for wealth over time.
Intergenerational
And that's why it's so
wealth,
hard
bro.
to me to have conversations with other folks, especially like our parents, things like that, because they came up in a time where it was just struggle, this and that, things like that. So they don't understand our aspects of being entrepreneurs or going into our own businesses or not working for companies. I got friends that has had degrees that have worked, that walked out of companies and working for themselves, making way more money.
That's like Christopher Kyle. He owned 313. Help me, Mark. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hashtag props.
The hashtag and then 313
photo
360
booth,
photo booth or whatever.
313.
So like he worked, if I'm not mistaken, he worked for the state. He quit. And like he's like it's the best decision he ever made. Like if you like follow him on Facebook and stuff, like you'll see him like talk about the kind of stuff or whatever. But yeah, it's just about taking a leap of faith and jumping into the whole.
I remember when he was still working, and the post that he made, he was like, you know what? If I jump out of this, if I quit my job and become an entrepreneur, who gonna support me? And I was one of the people in the comments saying, I'm gonna be one of the ones buy your prop. I'm gonna be one of the first ones. So it was just like, I remember, you know, those the day of him switching over into entrepreneurism. And it's, again, you know what I mean? You really have to, you know, put your focus on that as opposed to making somebody else rich. Because every corporation, every business that you work for has a boss, has an owner.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And you're gonna put this work in. Like there's a saying that says the boss is never gonna pay you enough to be his neighbor.
Never.
I mean, but I'd rather the owner be black, and I can't think of the black. And I can't. Not to cut you off. I can't think of the black lady name. Shout out to the old lady.
About Outback?
The server for Outback. She worked for
yeah.
for
shout to.
Outback for 18
I'm about to go
years.
ahead and give y'all that
I can't
name
think
real
of her
quick.
name.
Sterling
She
Heights.
owes
No,
it.
it's not. It's in
She
Roseville.
owns
Roseville,
a
my bad.
Outback Steakhouse
Yep, I
Oh,
seen
in
that.
Roseville, Michigan.
Oh no!
Oh, nice.
My bad.
Now, I might
I
not
love
agree
you
with
too.
eating meat and
Okay.
all that right now in my life.
Right.
But
They sell shrimp.
I say, please, she's the only, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's the only black person that owns a Outback Steakhouse in America. And definitely in the Detroit area.
Oh yeah.
I want to say maybe for sure in Detroit,
And the
Michigan
fact
area.
that she went
All
from
right.
server.
So
right,
her
to
name is Greta Eddington Jackson, and 6 days ago, exactly 19 years ago, she was a part-time server, and in her 19th year, she now has her very own Outback Steakhouse, becoming the first black female managing partner for Outback Steakhouse in the Detroit market.
Wow.
So go you, Black Girl Magic.
Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta give her a shout out.
Got to.
Everybody go to Outback
So
Steakhouse
yes,
in
her
Roseville.
Outback is in
In
Roseville,
Roseville.
right next to the Walmart, to be exact. And then I wanted to catch up on this one thing real quick. So my grandfather has said like the area that I live in used to be all white back in the day, which is facts.
I
It's
mean,
perfectly fine.
you
I don't care
close
about
to-
it.
You close to Grosse Pointe. So.
Yeah, I'm 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
That's even more reason why it was so important for me to buy over there.
Yeah.
So think about it like this. If we have all these white neighborhoods that were so prominent. Now with time, they not as prominent. You get you get home ownership back in those areas. You build those houses back up. You build those communities back up. You just knocked all the white people who thought it was not worth anything, and you just put a whole bunch of black people there. This is exactly what we need to do. We need to go into the areas that used to be all white that ain't now
Buy
because
up
they
some
look,
liquor stores.
you know, they look
I'm tired of walking there
trash
seeing
or
Arabs.
whatever.
No disrespect to Arabs, like black too, but I'm tired of walking there seeing Arabs in liquor stores. Can we get some black-owned liquor stores? Like buy up these
station.
gas
We do
stations.
And they
One.
cycle.
We
They
do
cycle
have
through.
one.
They cycle through the same nephews,
One.
everybody.
They have men there
As
getting
many
experience,
liquor
bro.
stores as it is, though.
You can put your family members in there. Like
You
you,
know
might
what's
not
crazy?
trust them all the time. You think them Arabs trust all their family members? They be switching out of there.
They do.
They do.
I
switch
done seen
up.
like
They
5 or
do
6 people
all
the
the
same
time.
store.
But you know what? That's their tax thing though. They get a 7-year tax break. So
Yeah.
so they don't
That's
have to
why
pay.
it's 7-year
Every
tax
7
break.
years, they bring somebody
Somebody
from somebody new. You know what I
Put
mean?
it in their name so they don't never have to pay tax.
we gotta figure it out. We gotta
Exactly.
figure it out.
And you know what's crazy? I know a story about a certain gas station here on the east side that is actually black owned, but they have Arabs working in the damn gas station because of not people not
Appearance.
supporting, and then
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that's
because how we
Because
treat
we've
our
been
own black-owned
socially
businesses.
programmed to
not
walk in the
support our
stores
own.
and see
You're like, wait, what's wrong with
Arabs or people that's not black.
Who's
It's
going
not
on
what's
here?
name.
I'm not
And
gonna.
then
Yeah,
honestly, I'm not gonna lie, especially when it comes not black owned restaurants. When it comes to these more profound restaurants like Little Caesar, thing like that, most of the black folks that they do have in there be young kids, and most of these people don't know how to act. So people go in there and see that, and especially you come from a community that you're not used to that from, and you see this in this community, now you're like, God damn, it's how these motherfuckers act.
It's like a blanket statement. They take that
Like,
one personality and
what
the
the
all
fuck?
is like we
Like,
all.
Imagine walking like the Little Caesars on Illinois. I hate it. I swear to God, they need to
The one next to Greg's.
Whoever owned that motherfucking Little Caesars
yeah.
on 6 Mile and Illinois need to redo something, because I promise you, every time I walk in there, it's always, we ain't got it, we ain't selling it, ain't nothing happen going on. It's loud ass music playing in the background, cussing, all that goddamn shit. All you see is motherfuckers dancing, playing around. It's like
there's a black-owned Little Caesars,
and it's unprofessional.
On Gratiot.
Gratiot, and like if you go down Van Dyke and bust it right on Gratiot, it's like in a little strip plaza on your right hand side. That's a black-owned Little Caesars, and they ain't ghetto. Yeah.
But you know what? I think they need to bring like a sense of professionalism in like schools or like personal developments.
Oh yeah,
because
make it a standard.
Yeah, because like nobody wants to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like person like us being of color, like I hate going to a place where I get nasty treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like
automatically
when I'm spending my money, like you picked this job. Like nobody told you to wake up and you signed it, filled out the application and everything. Like I used to work at Subway. I was just smiling at Subway. Man. Like it wasn't the greatest job ever, but shoot, you would think I loved it every day, like because it ain't your fault I'm here.
Right. How you doing today? Yeah, good choice. Yeah. What do you want on your sub? You want some lettuce, tomato? Shit.
Toasted? No toasted.
I took pride in making them sandwiches.
Hey, look, that's how I do it.
And that's it, man. Like pride in your work.
That's how I do it. Amazon.
Anything that you do, you take pride in anything you do. You're gonna project that type. You're gonna put out that kind of.
That's how I am with Amazon. Listen, I got stuck in the snow yesterday. The white couple came out and helped me. The wife got my number, and Shelly been texting me ever since. Damn, to tell you, she been texting me motivational shit ever since yesterday.
Oh, is that the one about with your daughter and stuff?
No, like Shelly has been texting me since yesterday because I was just so nice and polite. Like, cause when I got stuck in the snow. And it's so funny because when I get stuck in snow, Amazon, they need 4-wheel goddamn drive and they goddamn trucks. I was just cussing up a store. God damn it, fucking son of a bitch, this dumbass truck. White dude came out there, then the white lady came out there with his wife. We ain't got no kids. We've been married for 25 years. Just talking to me, help me shovel the snow. Got my number, they keep inviting me. Yeah, come out here, bring you and your daughter, come out here and eat. I cook for you, know, the cap up the street. I was just like, this is how motherfuckers make goddamn friends.
You never know. You never know when they put your ass in their wheel.
They ain't got no goddamn kids.
Again, you never know who may put your.
But yeah, but like that positive, like we were saying, that positive energy, and like being in perspective and changing your mind, like just
project it out,
regardless of your job and thing like that. And that's what we gotta do with black business. Like sometimes we get in the mindset of, oh, I had a bad experience here, so
I was just about to say, can we get in it, make it
like,
a habit of not
being
so much harder on ourselves than we are on them?
Because
facts.
No, we have to because they give us bad customer service just as much.
I didn't say
especially
don't
these
hold
liquor
us
stores and
accountable.
these gas stations.
I didn't say
they
don't
treat
hold
you
us
like
accountable.
shit when you walk in there.
And if it was like, all I'm saying is, don't treat us worse than as a black-owned business. Like don't treat the black-owned business worse than you would treat the Arab-owned business. Like any little inkling of something is wrong, you would go on social media and want to blast the business. Nobody go there. But if you would go to the Arab business and let them spit in your food or literally dog you out and talk to you all kind of crazy and smack you on the ass, man. I cussed the Arab store right there on the corner. I cussed the dude out back there because it was a black girl in there and it was snowing, cold as hell that day when the storm was coming down. Gosh. And she was in there with her little girl. Little girl ain't had no hat on, and I'm walking in and he cussing out, "Get out of my store! Get out of my store!" I'm like, dude, if you don't shut that, like, dog, you know how much. I ain't gonna use the colorful words that I use. You know what I mean? But I cut into dude. So he was just back there looking stupid. And old girl she heard me going off on him. She came back in the store, stood in there with her daughter, like, man, nigga.
But we do have a little bit more. I will say, like in the Do Black Detroit, like we are supporting each other a little bit more than we have been years before.
But the point is, it should be the opposite way around. We should be harder on them because at the end of the day, they in our communities.
That's my point.
Getting our black dollars, and they don't give back, and they don't care nothing about the people that's in these communities.
And you see how they sit in them houses, and like in Dearborn, for example, the houses geographically is set up, built same way just like Detroit. But these houses look like West Bloomfield on a Detroit block.
Yep.
And that's our money in their community. And they come and disrespecting us, sucking all of our money about and they're dogging us out, treating us like that. Man, nah.
Yeah, my pops stopped going to this one store. He said he used to go there every day until one day this dude was like a penny short. And dude ain't want to let him slide. He like, man, here go your penny, man. He was like, this guy come in here every day and spend money with you, and you crying about a penny.
Yeah, I really hate.
And they like that for real.
Yeah,
man.
you know, and that's
they like that for
why
real.
I'm so big on us buying our things because one thing I hate and people don't understand is just real league. I made so many videos about this. The 50-cent charge. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck nobody
if you use
say.
a card?
It's fucking illegal.
Oh yeah,
It's
bro.
fucking
That
illegal
popped up.
for you to charge me
Illegal
50
or
cents.
legal?
No, it's illegal for you to charge. No, they are not supposed to charge you 50 cents
charge your
for
card.
not spending a certain amount.
You ain't spend $5 on your car.
That shit is illegal,
They is the only place that do that though.
and they only do that shit in the hoods because they
Yeah.
don't speak about it. You go all the way out there, they don't do that shit in
I
most
mean,
places.
I guess theoretically I can charge you for whatever I want to as long as I post it somewhere. But yeah,
that shit is illegal.
that's still stupid. I get it.
I
It's
ain't paying
stupid.
50. I hate paying. I cuss them
But
niggas
at the
every
same
goddamn
time,
day.
I think that's because
And they don't even do that to us.
I mean, I don't know. I'm quite sure that has something to do with processing fees. Like you do get higher processing fees.
It
Like,
does, but
goddamn
that's
fault.
not our fault as consumers. They should, if they need for us to pay for it, they should pass it through in the cost.
they
some
do the
type
same
of
thing
way.
with gas.
Charge
That's
it
why
up.
it's like for cash or
Yeah.
credit or debit. Or
That's bullshit too.
It's the
Because
same
credit
thing,
is a
and
credit
it's
card,
only
not a debit
occurred
card.
when
So-
people were
yeah.
using such small amounts, and those processing fees became an issue. I think they should have got away with the shit now because ain't nobody. Gas is affordable now. Like it ain't $5 a gallon, so we can afford it. Ain't nobody putting $2 in no more.
Man, but I feel like
But
we own the shit. We
Stuck.
wouldn't be, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be charged. If I owned the liquor store, ain't nobody I ain't charging y'all 50 cents to use y'all goddamn debit cards, bro. Because it's just stupid.
I feel
Not
like
just
it's petty at a certain point, but I mean,
They don't do
processing
that.
fees.
it is what it
They-
is. I
they
mean,
really
I don't know. I
they
get
really
it.
don't do that in other
So
neighborhoods. Like when I go to other neighborhoods, like that are not hood based, it's not happening. Like it's legitimately not happening. I can go in there and spend 25 cents on my goddamn debit card if I wanted to.
Yeah, when I was in Columbus, I don't never see that when I'm in Columbus. Every city I ever traveled in, I don't ever see that.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Buy our own shit. Buy our property.
talking about black business and supporting each other, Terence, would you like to talk about Burseout with us?
Yes, I would.
It's a crispy ass shirt.
Oh, thank you.
He may
Burseout.
have one. He may have one for you. That's what he was asking about. I'm sorry. Continue.
I did. Now, Burseout is my own personal brand, my life coaching brand. Yeah, my slogan is "Don't live in your struggle, burst out." My last name is Burse, so I just put it out on there. You know.
Can I ask you a question? You got a cousin named Arthur?
Yep, I do.
Went to Michigan State?
Yep.
That's my frat brother.
There you go.
God damn. I gotta call my nigga Arthur.
Detroit, bro. That's Detroit.
Hey, I gotta link it with you anyway because you a life coach. We gonna be talking. Damn.
So I decided one day I was working at a hotel. So I always put the universe puts you where you need to be at. So I had to hold a bunch of jobs of servitude. Like I was cleaning up at the city county building, and I was working as a bellman at the hotel. So I was like, well, I learned from the bottom, because people always look at, cleaning as a unappreciated job, obviously. And then as a bellman, you get to talk more. So one day I was talking to this lady. I said, I want to trick my brain because, good things is short-lived, but bad things are, long, it's negative. So, say, for instance, if I give you a flower, you're going to say thank you, but you're not going to never bring up that flower ever again.
Because it's going to be gone.
Right. But if I do something, if I stepped on your shoe, you're going to bring it up as many times. Remember you stepped on my shoe. It could be 6 months down the line. So I was telling her, she was like, you should try to do something. I was like, you know what? I've been giving advice for a long time. So I was like, and I've been listening. I'm a very great listener. So I'm like, I'll do some life coaching. So I went to go get my certification and stuff like that. And so I do have a podcast that's on Spotify called Burseout Vibes. And I actually just put something out today about words matter. The words matter. So speaking life into people and how your tone of voice shapes out how people would do things. So if I'm like, hey man, can you go get that door for me, please? Versus, hey, go get that door. Mm-hmm. You gonna move, you gonna go do it the nicer way versus, the meaner way, or you gonna give me attitude while you doing it. I ain't getting that, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, just trying to build up, the mental space or whatever, and trying to motivate people in different ways of life. Because burst out, not living in your struggle means a lot of different things, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. Right now we on workout journeys. A lot of us in the gym. So today I burnt 3,000 calories. I ain't never burned 3,000 calories, and it wasn't intentional. I was gonna burn 3, but I'm not living in that struggle of being a big body or not being in shape. So I'm taking my life to a whole nother level this year. So
They say real change occurs when the pain is greater than what you are going through.
Who says that?
It's just a saying.
Oh, that's a nice saying. Can
So
you
how
say it
long
again?
how long have you been a life coach?
I want to say about 2 years. So still, building it up, piece by piece, every step of the way. I do have merch on. If you go to my IG at Burseout, DM me, and I did bring T-shirts today in the car, so I didn't know people's sizes, so I did bring something. So I'll bring it in when I step out.
So where do you plan to take Burseout? Like, what's the...
My goal is to actually go talk to different schools, especially now, because once we get back into the building,
Kids gonna need help.
Need a lot of help.
Yeah.
I was coaching basketball a couple years ago, so that was again, the universe put me where I need to be at. So, and I was able to relay that. So every time they used to see me or do something, they used to be like, "Burst out," because that's what I scream out. I'm leaving, or I'm doing something. So I definitely want to go travel and eventually write a book. So tell
Sound
them
like you trying to be a little ET. That's my guy too.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my guy. I'll be watching
You
him
said
all the
E.T.?
time.
Yeah,
Eric Thomas.
Listen.
Because I'm like, E.T. phone
Hey,
home.
hey, y'all don't listen. I love E.T. Man.
me
E.T.
too.
was, we met E.T. at Michigan State, and E.T. used to always speak to us, and from the advantage things like that. E.T. has always been that motivational speaker guy. You'd be like, God damn, man, he make you really. E.T. make you think. You know what I'm saying? 12 years to get a 4-year degree, like you always tell people. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year goddamn degree.
So I definitely because I follow him, so I listen to him, and I when I'm doing my morning workouts and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? I am a lion. Is what you do. So.
Do you have any clients or anything right now?
No, but I am building up. My friends is my clients technically.
Okay.
They getting free information. So I'm always listening and
Friends make the best test dummies.
yeah. I just support. That's all I say. Just support. At the end of the day, just support. So.
I rock with that. I need Burseout. I need a life coach. For real.
Burseout.
You do. Yes, he does.
So.
And Danny over there I ain't want to say it, but
I
she's just smiling all interesting. Yeah, this conversation ended a lot sooner than I was gonna end. Anything on you guys' mind?
I did do a podcast. I jumped on somebody else's podcast and they was talking about alphas and beta males and stuff like that. So I came, enlightening because the way they was describing each person was super negative. Well, the beta male was super negative.
I never understand why people think that being a beta person is negative. It's just a different perspective.
Yeah, that's what I brought to it. How is that a negative?
I was gonna say yeah. So
Men versus women. All that.
yeah,
Versus women.
what were you gonna say?
what were you gonna say?
Well, I know we were talking about, you said talking about the young kids don't have no sense. I know the topic with Cam, what's his name, Cam Miller?
Oh, with the kid knocking him for his career the other day. I forgot.
At his football camp, he told him that he was broke, or he gonna be broke.
He gonna be broke because he don't have a start.
Is he a free agent?
Free agent right now. Kids don't have no respect, so cause Cam they said Cam kind of snapped on him, but he kind of did.
He didn't snap on us. Did y'all hear about it?
No, I ain't hear about that.
I don't watch anything with sports.
Sports, man.
I watched sports, but I ain't hear that one.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
one.
basically, it was at his football camp,
Yeah,
and he was I don't know, walking
I got
past
you.
or whatever,
I
and
got
the kid was kind of heckling him and saying you broke. So I think he turned around and said I'm rich.
You should say your mama broke.
And then he actually ended up saying something along the lines of like, I'm not even about to talk to you. Like, where's your father? Like, I don't think he was saying it like I'm about to.
Yeah, Cam had to
I think
come
he
on
was just saying
apologize.
like I'm not. I don't think he has to apologize.
I know,
though, because
no. People made him.
I don't
come
think
on
he
apologize.
should have had to because these little kids be disrespectful.
Kids is bad as fuck
They be so
nowadays.
disrespectful, and it's the audacity to go to this man's football camp where you're there to learn and really, pick up on some games so you can hopefully one day
Following
be in
his
position.
footsteps, right?
And you have the nerve to tell him he's broke?
Is he broke?
No,
No,
he's not,
he's
bro.
not. He's a millionaire.
That's what this generation do, bro. You broke. If you ain't making money, if you ain't on TV, you broke.
If you ain't flashing it.
Yeah, if you ain't flashing it, you pretty much.
But they got to look at it. He won at life already. Like he's there. Like
Yeah,
he's
like
not
it's
trying
the
to get
nerve.
there.
Like, what do you mean?
That's another thing we gotta get used to is being
kids that don't
is
understand
not putting
life.
each other down when folks are winning in life. Like
Right.
like you speak of Cam and then like the Russell Wilsons.
Oh,
Like folks
man.
bash
Is he
him.
not winning in life right now though?
Russell Wilson is
Right.
no. I
He is
agree.
a
Russell
husband,
Wilson
he's a
is a winner. I'm not saying he's
No,
not.
I mean Cam. Like
Yeah, Cam is
either
winning.
one of them.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
so-
about to
But
say-
but what I'm saying is how people have been being negative towards that. With
if they
their
don't see them
reaction to
in what
certain
they
things.
deem as the
Yeah.
spotlight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See him in the light they want to see
Like
him.
Cam got bashed for his response to the little kid. Russell got bashed for how he said he cared about his wife. Somebody that's his wife.
That was crazy.
I
to
don't
me.
understand in this
That
day
was
and age
crazy.
why it's corny in any shape, way, form, or fashion for a black man and a black woman to love on each other.
That's
I
That's
just don't
crazy.
understand.
Especially somebody that's there that's married, wife
That's
I don't
and
understand.
husband.
crazy.
It's
They got
corny.
kids
It's corny for
together.
motherfuckers to think that shit is corny. Just because whatever they terms and conditions in the relationship, whether he went with, whether she got however many kids, and he is whatever kind of dude. Maybe that's what works for
it's
them.
their relationship.
Okay, and if you were happy in your relationship, you wouldn't be that
And
concerned
everybody,
with one,
and everybody,
or you probably
and
don't
everybody
have
talking
one,
about
and that's
what
the
Sierra
problem.
used to do.
That's that part.
Yeah, Sierra might have been with a couple celebrities and things like that, but you know,
But what celebrities
Obviously-
are not with a couple of celebrities?
yeah,
Okay,
we're not. But obviously,
normal
Russell was a
people.
man of a higher standard. He was a religious guy, and he helped change her life. He made her better, and she made him better.
That's-
This was a man that took in somebody else's kid, a celebrity kid at that, a nigga who got
It's
13
like,
kids.
we don't need your kids. We got this over here.
And you know,
So
people
it's-
look at that as I look at a man. Any man that
That's-
take care of somebody else's kids
that's huge.
is a stand up guy.
Yeah.
And you do it especially if he's doing it the right way. He's a stand up guy. And then to get married, have your own family as your own, and then treat that
And
woman the way she is,
continue
regardless
to.
of what her history was. You got to respect that man.
It's women that feel like they feel about the situation because they want a dude like Russell, but would never date a dude like Russell. Right. And then there's guys this and they feelings about it because of the fanfare that guys like Russell is getting, and they never got that kind of praise because they ain't that type of dude.
That's it's just ultimately
He is who he
crazy.
is.
Like, first of all, who knows Russell? I don't know Russell.
I don't know Russell.
Like,
I
I don't know. His,
I don't know none of
There
these
you go.
celebrities.
I don't
Bottom
know
line of
his
it is-
mannerisms. I don't know if he's a cool, laid back guy. I don't know nothing about Russell, but he plays football.
Right.
And he got a nice wife. Like, he won. Like, he won the game. Like, everybody is always mad about people winning.
All
Like,
these intricate details that ain't got shit to do with nothing.
right. Like,
Superficial shit.
if
Oops.
I get a wife, I want to feel like that about my wife too. Like,
I would
I
hope
will be
so.
lost
Right.
without you.
Right.
It said, "Death do us part."
Part.
Listen, when we get married, and it's over. Death
That's
do
it.
us part.
Right.
One marriage is all that's happening. One. If I lose you, it's over, baby. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Death gonna do you?
right. And he
Hopefully not.
Man.
Damn.
vulnerable to say
That's
that.
the only way we're gonna
I
break up. I'm
mean-
gonna die. That's the only way. Look,
But you know what?
listen,
That's
the Bible
that's how
even
you
tells
should. That's
a
how you
fun-
should feel. Like
you're
if you got to that point
supposed
with
to.
that person,
You're
whatever you go
supposed
through,
to
just work it
even
out.
like. I am like a firm believer too. Like even if I got married, like my wife legitimately comes over my kids, because at the end of the day, my kids are gonna lead the flock. They're gonna go have their own lives, and the person that when I'm 50, 60 years old, guess who I'm probably gonna be living with? My wife.
Right.
Not my kids, hopefully. I want to live with my kids at 50, 60 years old. So at the end of the day, that's who is supposed to matter. That's who is supposed to be your best friend or this thing. Like, not saying don't care about your kids. I have a beautiful
Right.
ass daughter.
Yeah.
But once you reach that level of certain stage, that's where you have to be at, bro.
They're called your life partner for a reason.
Period.
Okay. Children aren't meant to be your life partner. Okay. They can assist you when you get to that age, but your life partner is your life partner.
So shout out to Russell.
I need
Man.
to find me a life
Shout
partner. I'm
out
gonna be screwed.
to
I ain't
Russell.
gonna have no kids, no
Else-
life partner.
Speaking of which, did anybody have like a odd adjustment to that? like
As far as what?
coming out of like maybe your relationship with your parents, and then like when you become of age, like it kind of changes. Like you mature, but at the same time, like based on what happens in their life,
Oh man.
shit happens with
Oh
them.
man,
and it
like
cha-
you're like kind of. I guess you're getting at like parents who feel like the children's purpose in their life is to be their life partner and to be there when To,
Well, the other side, like, well, you think there's gonna be a certain type of relationship with your parents, like, oh, we always gonna be like this. I'm gonna move out, but it's just like,
okay.
No, we're not like nothing like that.
right? It's like, well, it's not blatant, but it's like they got their own stuff going on, and
we got our
like
own
you
stuff
trying to
going on.
have your stuff going on.
And they still
Yeah.
trying to suck you in. Like,
I guess
Oh,
it
they
just
still trying to
is-
give you parental guidance as a grown
Yeah,
ass.
it just
like,
depends on probably just
Or
your
the opposite.
upbringing and relationship. Because
Yeah.
for me, I've always been really independent, always. So I just naturally go and did my own thing. So it didn't really, I never really too much cared about what they.
Same for me.
I just.
that's the thing about this
I'll feel you
generation.
on
Of, like when we were talking about our entrepreneurship and all that. Like our generation really don't care. We really
Visionaries.
focus on.
We're
We see
trailblazers.
something,
Yeah,
when
we
see something, it's like,
really
it's nothing you can
like.
tell us about what we know about.
I see y'all way.
We?
I know y'all
Are
keep
you a
telling me
millennial?
that. Yeah, I'm a millennial. No, you're not a millennial.
Now, why you?
Well, I might be on that.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
throw nothing at me. Stop.
Wait.
We on
Okay.
air.
He's not a millennial. It's okay. It's okay, man.
I think he made
It's okay.
just made it. Barely.
No, he
I feel
didn't.
like
He
Didn't
30.
say-
it was
Yeah,
shade.
barely.
No, he didn't make it.
He did make it.
Throw something at them both.
He
Because
didn't make it.
he's talking about he didn't make it.
And I'm like, he technically is a millennial. The oldest millennial right now is like 39.
If you really look at the millennial,
It's a wide-
it's
it's a
a
wide
wider
gap.
gap.
It's
than you think.
huge. But like the oldest
it's a
millennial
wider
is like
gap than
39
you
right now. It's like 38, 39.
85.
Because what
To
year
like,
we born?
Don't do him. Don't do
I
him.
thought it was like 85 to like.
He like,
Yeah, throw something else. Throw something else.
He was like, I got the right to say we.
All right, I give you that. All right.
he was like, no. And I'm like, I was just talking shit. Like, I know he's.
But yeah, we are definitely that generation that don't care about what.
I'm the generation that taught y'all how to
older
not
folks
care now, damn it.
did.
How about
You know what I'm
that?
saying? That's why like a lot of black businesses are taking off. I feel like a lot of our parents and things like that were too scared to start their own businesses and things like that.
Yeah.
I think our generation is not scared because we have seen their failures and we've been in our own failures.
Oh my God, that's the reason why
that's
because
the
my
thing.
radio wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mom getting losing her job at the plant and me realizing that I'd rather risk my next 20 years of my life building my own empire than investing in somebody else's and being tangible enough to be thrown away and ain't got shit to show for it. I think I'm gonna build my own situation. So that was. The beginning of like we were the rebellion. I guess you call it rebellion. They call it rebellion.
It is rebellion.
Right, because
to them.
our parents taught us, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm
To work in
a
a plant.
older than y'all, to go to the army or work in the plant when we got out of high school, right? It
Or
wasn't.
go
It
to
wasn't.
college.
or
I'm
go-
like,
or
I
go to
was
college,
just told
yeah.
to go to college.
I mean,
No,
especially
option.
in Detroit.
I mean,
in
if you
Detroit,
didn't go to college, it was either
Detroit
go to the
plant
army or
life
the
is
plant.
real
It
life,
was if
you
you're
know?
not going to college, I guess you're going to the army.
plant
That's
life is
how
real
I
life in
think.
Detroit.
And I'm
Like my
like,
grandfather.
And they knew I wasn't going to college, so it was like, it wasn't nothing but the army and
Those
the
are
plant.
running too.
But like you got our ancestors was like survive, right?
Right.
Our ancestors survive. Then our parents' generation was stability. So now us it's like sublime. Like we want that sublime life. Like we want things.
Because we see what's out there.
right.
You know what
right.
I mean? We want to get what's out there. We know
Right.
that it's enough for us out there. You know what I mean?
And we impatient, so we ain't waiting.
We want
for
it
it.
right
We
now.
know
We
what
want it
they-
right
Listen,
now.
we're
It's not gonna
not
get us
waiting
there.
for our seat at the table. We creating the whole house
We
with the
creating
table,
the table.
putting the food on the motherfucking
There you
table,
go.
Putting up a chair.
everything right.
Building the table.
Nigga, I'm building my throne in this bitch.
There you go. There you go. And see, because our people have been conditioned to go back to what we were saying about getting up out of the machine, right? It's too much work. It's impossible, you know what I'm saying, to do that, the big old task of building our own. And then because I don't feel like I can do it, I know damn for sure you can't do it. Ain't that how our parents are thinking? Like, that ain't nothing that I feel like I can do.
I mean,
so
some
know
parents are
you
still
can't do
like
it. Yeah, that's my point. But so it's like expressing your dreams and what you want to do to sometimes in your fans, it's like it's pointless because it's like, well, we ain't nobody else did that.
Right.
You need to follow on the field. We went to the plant and worked in the army, and so like you need to do that. Like, no, that's not what's for me.
But the crazy thing, I look at it like we go back in history, like blacks own stuff.
They did.
Like then we had a
And
generation
ran shit.
That didn't own
that
nothing.
didn't own nothing.
We invented the shit.
Right.
or sold off what we owned or whatever case might be. Like my great uncle was he had a exterminating business. Like, so he actually lives over Buckingham or whatever. So he had like he was an exterminator. So like when he was trying to pass it on to his kids, they didn't pick up. And I was kind of mad about it because I was like, me and my dogs would have picked it up, like, and kept it going, like, if you would have gave it an opportunity. But just to keep that business in the family, and all he had to do is be a consultant, which you'd have got to pay for being a consultant. Like,
And people don't think of things like that. You know, if most people step down in these companies, that's what they do. Just be consultants.
Yeah.
I know what to do. I would tell you what to do.
right.
And kick it to me on the side.
And just run the
Right.
business.
Just run the business.
Just make sure I still get a little something
Hey, case in
to
point,
live.
What big billionaire did we just see step down from his giant super
Jeff
gargantuan
Bezos.
ass
Is it
country
Jeff?
company?
Jeff
Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos. Okay, but you think he ain't getting paid from Amazon no more? You got to be shitting me.
Yeah, you know they calling them from the crib.
His wife getting
Right.
paid. I mean, his ex-wife getting paid.
Oh yeah, she got that.
And she giving all her money.
I mean, they got
and see,
this-
that's
she
another
got a
person.
divorce and became
And
the
see,
richest
she giving all her
woman in
money
the
to
world.
charity.
Right.
What the?
And see, this shit like that made me think like, damn, can somebody just be like, here you go, black people, money,
Listen, that's why right now,
like for money,
Black
Like,
people-
She has what she get, $30 billion, something like that.
It's like 2 bit. Yeah.
You can't give the black community $1 billion and just say, okay, y'all can have this. It's gonna hurt you that much. It's motherfuckers with billions of dollars. Like Jeff, you got billions of dollars. Bill Gates, you have billions of
The
dollars.
differences in our ethnicity is called a race for a reason.
God damn, that shit is
They
ridiculous.
trying to win.
They won.
They're trying to
It's not
stay
what we
winning.
are. It's what we're doing.
But the crazy part about it is, thousands, I ain't going to say thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, we used to be in the status in the world where they are right now.
I mean, the richest black man in
ownership.
the world was the richest person in the world was a black man, Master Musa. And he's still on record as the richest man ever.
So, yeah. We were the kings and the queen. We ran shit. We were the financial backbone of the world at one point. We ran stuff. It's like they own everything now. We did. And that's the reason why they got their foot on our necks like they do now. Won't allow us to get back where we are, where we supposed to be, because they're scared that we're going to do them like they did us all this.
Because there's way more value in owning land, honestly,
Because they ain't making
than
no more
owning
of it.
anything else.
'Cause they ain't making no
I'm gonna be
more of it.
honest. Even when buying houses, it's way more value in owning that piece of land. Land never loses value. Ever. Like, it's not gonna lose value. For real. No. A piece of land is not gonna, somebody has to build there at some point in time.
That's why people hold it.
You might not see it.
Yeah.
But if you think of generations after you, your family after you, they can see it.
Yeah.
But we haven't been taught to think like that, which is why we don't buy land.
Byron said they feel
that.
that we would not use it to our benefit. We would not.
Yeah, because look at the track record.
We would not use it
Look
to
at
benefit ourselves.
look at what they see of us in the media, in the movies, in the, I mean, even in real life when you go out, we spend so much frivolous money on stuff that means nothing and will build our communities in no kind of way. So why would they? I mean, and I said this too. It's crazy because like a lot of people say, well, yeah, man, they doing all that when they was doing all the. We spoke on downtown and Milltown earlier in the show. And when all of those renovations going on, people was like, man, why they not doing nothing in the neighborhoods? Why they not doing nothing in the inner city? They doing, fixing up Midtown and downtown. I said, think about it. Actually, when Kwame was like fixing up the houses in the neighborhood, it was a lot like, and I can remember distinctively over in areas like Chalmers and Whittier and stuff
Kwame
like that,
did a lot of work.
where a lot of houses were getting built. People were going in there and start. That's when the scrapping game came about, and everybody was going in there taking all of the pipes and stuff out of the houses when the new houses was getting popped up. So if I'm a millionaire, right, and I got money to invest, am I going to invest where it's going to cost me money or invest where it's going to make me money? So that's the reason why people are investing in downtown and midtown as opposed to the hood, because they see the track record
faster.
They seen the track record that was going on in the city, and all of these the homeowners and the people that was buying up the houses and fixing them up are investing more money. Okay, 2 and 3 times the amount that they need to fix these houses up because they're getting broke into 2 and 3 times, and all of the things that they investing into them is getting broken out of them. All of the pipes, all of the hot water tanks and furnaces and everything getting stripped out of them.
And
Trace,
They got to fix them up and board them up like they're abandoned to keep people out.
and the spirit of the riots is still alive. Like the fact that we don't, I don't know, the fact that we don't have a Chipotle in the city, it's kind of weird to me. Like one just popped up I mean, there are a lot of different ones, but like a lot of places that just could be in the city. Like
Starbucks downtown though.
I know it's a Chipotle that just popped
Damn.
up near my house.
okay,
Damn.
And it was
Chipotle
weird.
in
And I was
Right?
like, what the fuck is this Chipotle doing over here? Now, granted, it is for sure. I'm
There's a lot of
quite sure
restaurants
it's in
inside of
Grosse
Detroit.
Point.
Yeah.
But it's like literally 1 block from Detroit. But it was so close to Detroit still. I was just like, damn.
But it's
It
a
threw
lot
me.
of
It was
places
just.
like that.
Yeah.
Unless they in downtown Detroit.
I mean, even a lot of fast food restaurants.
It's not even a
me-
Chipotle downtown Detroit.
Show me. There's one Long John Silver's in the city of Detroit. Not that anybody.
It's on 8 Mile.
No,
8
it's
Mile.
not. That's not Detroit.
Oh, that's
Some
on the
grass
Warren
that's on
side.
the
I
other
forgot.
side. Yeah.
I said one in the city of Detroit.
It's on Gratiot, right?
Niggas don't even
Yes.
eat Long
It's
John
on
Silver
yours.
no
Oh,
more.
yeah.
I do. Shit.
Hey,
You eat Long John Silver?
Hey, I had
They hush puppies
About
do
a
slap.
minute ago.
I never
show,
had Long John.
I only eat the hush puppies.
show me an Arby's inside of the city of Detroit.
Oh yeah. That's not
Arby's
Detroit,
still
is it?
On
Telegraph?
South. Out. No.
Inside Telegraph, no.
No, that's not. Is it?
No. There's
That's
no.
not. That's reference.
That's
there's no
Redford,
Arby's
technically.
inside of the city of Detroit.
That is reference.
That
always
damn
on the
near ain't
border,
even no
man.
Taco Bell unless it's combined with something else.
It's Taco Bell in the
It's
city.
Taco Bell's in the city.
I said damn near.
Yeah, damn. Yeah.
It's Taco
Not a
Bell
lot.
and
Lashes
Rallies.
are just.
No, it's a lot of Taco Bells. It's one right there on Illinois. I hate that.
Yo,
motherfucking
it
Taco
ain't
Bell.
even no. It ain't even no Kroger in the city.
Oh yeah, no, we can go there. Yeah, we come on grocery store.
The grocery
No.
store is in the
There's
city.
no
is
mainstream. Where's it?
Meyer?
Remember?
One of them.
Yeah.
Two.
Well,
One in
technically-
Southfield.
Wait.
Well,
Well, technically, that Meyer doesn't even have a Detroit address. It has a Warren address.
Does
Which one?
Farmer
Which one?
Jack even
Definitely,
exist anymore?
that Meyer
No.
definitely claims Warren. The one on 8 Mile definitely claims Warren.
Really?
I mean, we all knew
How?
that for the
Wait.
longest. There's not one mall in the city of Detroit for the longest. I mean, when has there ever been a mall in the city of Detroit?
Yeah.
Please say Eastland if you want to. Don't
That's
say,
Roseville.
don't say that's Harper Woods.
Harper
I'm
Woods.
surprised Eastland's still open.
Barely.
It's barely open. It's barely open.
I
Barely.
thought they was closing it. They've been
They
closing
should
for a
have.
while.
They should.
I mean, at this point, I don't know why nobody paying rent in that bitch
They
because I don't feel like nobody really on
closed
it.
that shit
Goes,
before they
yeah.
closed Northland down. We should have saved goddamn Northland.
true.
Goddamn it.
Yeah,
Hey,
Northland
we
was
should
the
have
one that
never
should have
That's
saved
the
it.
nation's oldest mall.
Northland. Did you feel me?
I didn't know that.
That's what
Yeah.
people don't understand about Detroit in this area. We got cars, we got music, we got motherfucking the mall, motherfucking the mall. We put the malls in motherfucking line. Like,
So what is the? What not only was it like I think was it the first mall here I think or but
it was the first mall in America.
Yeah. And
The first Northland was the that's why it was a land. That's why they took so long to close it down. It was a landmark. It was the
But
first
then when they closed
mall
it,
in America.
I wonder how much money it costs to make a mall. 'Cause
when
we
they
could have a
closed
little
it though,
mall.
they had I think
A
they
baby
had
mall.
a higher percentage of black-owned businesses in it than anything else when they closed it. That was kind
They
of
did.
another thing about it.
Because everything left. Everything left fucking
Everything.
Northland in what, the early 2000s?
And then
like
they
that.
crowded up Greenfield Plaza now. A
You
lot of
know,
those
like-
small little businesses.
And why is there no like black owned
And
Greenfield Plaza?
Like,
And then the
It should
treatment.
be.
I mean, we've seen story after story after story about the treatment of the black-owned businesses and the patrons of Greenfield Plaza. So I don't even understand why a lot of people are.
the
still-
reason, I just figured it out. The reason why they got to keep Detroit down, because the one thing about our city, because we are the largest black city in America,
we spend so much money.
I'm about to speak it for y'all. If we perform, if we are successful, the rest of black America is successful. That's why Detroit has to be always put down. I'm telling y'all right now, that's a fucking banger, bro.
What were you about to say?
We the biggest population in America. They can't let us succeed, bro.
It gives hope to all of the rest of
So
the
everybody out there, if y'all listen,
Number one,
support us. We have to bring Detroit back up, because Detroit is the way for the black community in America to succeed.
Because it's so wild to me. Like you point out Atlanta or you point out Baltimore, you'd be like, oh, those are black cities. They're not black
They're
cities.
not.
They're not.
Said
They're
where?
not.
No, wait,
I
you
like
said
Detroit.
where?
Like Baltimore, Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
They're
I'm
not
looking at
black cities.
top 5. We're talking about Detroit, Michigan, number 1 with a 670,226 African American total. Number 2, Jackson, Mississippi, with 137,716.
It's such a
Look at
huge
that
difference.
spread.
So yeah, number 2, right? Big ass jump. But then what about number 3, Gary, Indiana, with 75,282. Number 4, Chester, Pennsylvania,
Oh,
Where in the fuck
that's
is that?
random as fuck.
They hate Detroit because that's where most black folks from the South came.
26,400
Underground Railroad.
That's it.
Detroit.
Dog.
Like.
We
Keep
have
going.
670,000.
That's crazy.
226 black people in Detroit.
This is a mecca of black history. The Nation of Islam, the very first Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like
over 500,000 black people.
Muhammad's Mosque #1.
Hey, you look.
It's over there.
You talked about
Come on.
earlier stuff switching. So the Republican Party was founded in Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dude named
We used to vote Republican back in the day.
There you go, Zachariah Taylor.
Until they fucked
Stepped
us
up.
over. And,
Dude was he was a contender for the 1880 presidential election. He gave like a rousing speech in Chicago to African American men, and they said he got sick, but he was like good, and he died in the morning.
Of course, he mysteriously got sick.
He got sick, right?
He got sick.
And then somebody came and said, "Ooh, we're gonna switch this around so that people don't know, and they're confused." It's
Man, we've been getting hit with the switch around.
the switch of
Has any
Just
black
the
investors
overnight.
gained on the property now?
white folks ain't inventing nothing but the patent, the ability to take credit for everything we
I don't
invent
think
and
so.
shit.
Facts.
Ask Henry Ford where he got the idea from.
dog.
Henry Ford got what idea
Dog, you
from?
get it?
From the assembly line.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, we was looking at some comments real quick. So Trey said, look at the stimulus check and how many of us who didn't need it to live off of actually invested back into ourselves. That's true. I don't know. I got mixed feelings on that.
Some of the
Because-
businesses did need that money to survive.
I think he was talking about like the individual stimulus checks though.
People were scamming.
And then Byron said the
man.
majority mindset that individuals has in Detroit is that they don't want us to give or see the opportunities for us. And then my grandfather says we as a people, just a few of us need to get together and start buying up property. Second, start opening our own schools and our own malls and shopping strip. Create our own economic power.
That's
It
what,
just
that's
takes
what
time.
Johnson was
creating-
talking about,
Build
building
our
your
own
school.
machine, man.
Detroit has a lot of black history.
Hamilton would be a good ass spot.
Listen,
y'all.
if we want to get
Get your ball
100
over there.
people to make a mall, I don't know.
No, crowdfunding is such a great idea. Like, Sam Bernstein, he's Jewish.
Yeah.
Like,
Jewish people
the
always
whole
do
Jewish
that.
community
Love y'all. No
invested
disrespect.
like $100 in his business to start up, and they all now are making like thousands.
That's what I'm saying. It's no reason why we don't have a
Because,
Black
like,
Greenfield Plaza.
It's
or
no,
Black
it doesn't
Mall.
take a lot. 676,000 people.
It just take people with the right mindset of us not being scared and just taking a chance.
Maybe in
honestly.
2022.
Just imagine if 676,000 people gave $100. What?
It takes collectivity.
That's what
How
I
about
was
this?
saying earlier.
If
Yeah.
everybody gave $1 every month.
Every month.
I mean, goddamn, that's over $500,000 invested into our own economy every month. Come on, man. It's like it's that simple.
I think some of it's the fear of follow through.
It is.
It is
And then,
that.
and then it's like
Not even the fear of failure, but just the fear of follow through.
I spoke of it like, with me, I kind of said this with my followers, and me having a lot of social media following, and when I'm campaigning for certain things, I kind of like, so what do y'all look at this like littering? Like, so you walk past trash in your neighborhood, why? Because you feel like there's so many people out here that there's somebody else going to pick it up.
Bruh.
It's somebody else's
My
job
brother
to do.
was saying
it.
somebody else.
That's the whole
Somebody
thing.
get paid to do that. Somebody got to get
Exactly.
paid.
Like, exactly.
Somebody
You know
get
what I'm
paid
saying?
to pick up trash, so
But
somebody
if
go
everybody,
eat.
if everybody went out and picked up one piece of trash, our fucking community would look beautiful.
That's it.
But
That
none
is-
of us do it because everybody is, somebody else is going to do it, or it's somebody
Not my
else's job to do it. It's not my job, right?
But-
or some of us even like throw it out the window while we're driving because guess what? It's somebody's job to clean it up.
I mean, I've thought like that a few times.
See what I'm saying?
I've learned.
what I'm saying?
I've had a few women tell me that's not the right way to be, so I have stopped it.
But that's a whole that's a psychological thing.
is.
Something
That's
I
what
can't
we
think.
talking
I'm trying
about.
to think of what it's called. It's an actual term for it, and it came from like the lady in France who like got stabbed a whole bunch of times, and several neighbors saw her get
I was like,
stabbed.
you're talking about.
It's like some transference. I can't think of what it's called exactly, but a whole bunch of neighbors saw her
There's a
get
story
stabbed,
somewhere here.
and no one called 911. And the theory was because
Everybody
everybody thought that somebody
Yeah,
else
somebody
was
else
calling
was gonna call.
911. or whatever.
Funny, but
And I think that's kind of like what happens here too, like a little bit. Like that's what y'all were basically describing. And it's weird because I think too, like, so here we are saying like people should do this and people should do that. It's like we should be doing that, but really we're waiting for somebody to start it so that we can jump into it, but we need to be the ones to start
We're waiting on ourselves.
We always waiting on somebody to make it big.
Michael Jackson told us to be the change you want to see. Look in the man in the
Byron
mirror.
said the effing mindset is hurting our growth. I don't think we have the effing mindset anymore, really. I think we have the like fuck you mindset. I'm about to do this shit now. But again, I mean, change don't happen overnight, and it's developing.
People do be like
having conversations like this to enlighten people on what we need to do and how we need to do it. You know what I mean? Even as far as just being as small as picking up the trash when we see it, right? That can be transferred into bigger situations to how we deal with each other in relationships. When we know that it's trash, clean it up. Don't think that it's the other person's job to do it, or y'all get what I'm saying. It's like like she said, it's a psychological thing where we have to apply
it's like called the
everything that we do in life.
Something I have to look it up.
We need to apply that to everything.
But we gotta trust each other though. That's the thing.
Man.
We the only community that don't trust each other.
We don't trust, man. I call it the chicken syndrome because we always got our head on the swivel because we don't trust nobody.
Chicken swivel.
Like you don't trust nobody.
Chicken neck.
You don't
rubber
trust
necking.
Nobody.
That's funny.
Like how many times y'all lent out money and got it back?
We've been conditioned to feel like that because we've been programmed. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust nobody.
Money ain't got
don't
it
trust
back.
no. You know what I mean?
And
it's a lot of
got their money back.
It's a lot of
it happens.
I love my hip hop music, man, but I feel like that is the drug that we created, that we overdosed on. You know what I'm saying? It's like and I brought up this before. I don't know if it was this show or another one where like hip hop is the largest export of the black community. That's the thing that we make the most money off of in America, right? That's our largest export.
I mean, that's our largest export.
Like, but it's kind of like, let me see this though. It's kind of like the drug that we then created to sell to other ethnicity groups, but we did start getting high off of ourselves because we started living within or by the standards and the morals of the codes of the rap music. We disrespecting our women, you know what I mean? We treat them that way in real life. We talk about not trusting each other, and we don't trust each other in real life. We kill each other in the music. We kill each other. So it's like we started living the things and I love my hip hop music, but at the same time, you know what I mean? It's just like it's become cancerous to us in certain instances. I feel like.
I think it's called the bystander. So it's called the bystander effect, and it was Kitty.
The bystander.
Yeah, the bystander says it's a social psychological theory that states that individuals are less likely to offer help to a victim when there are other people present. Bro, black people are the victim, and we be black and help ourselves sometimes.
You know why? Because we've been conditioned to wait on the white Jesus to come out the sky.
But not even
that. I think we've been conditioned to like think that we can't do it.
To just watch it. To just watch people go through stuff.
Just pray and it's gonna be all right.
Psychologically, we've been like you got to think. It's been beating us to watch people get their ass beat.
Right. I just feel like
to suffer.
Deep down in our consciousness,
we buck broken in the back of our mind. We
don't feel safe.
And then we got that.
That's true.
Stop snitching. We got that no snitching.
It's
so
that fear.
Oh yeah, that's another
thing. That's like
no snitching. The bitches ain't shit.
I see somebody getting beat up, and I know it's about to get ugly. Nah, that ain't my business. I ain't because that's snitching. Because you call the police on that. Like who called?
Let us be the victim in that situation. We looking for the first person for help. Like damn, ain't nobody gonna help me do nothing. Say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I know. Been there.
Or let it be your family member. You know what I mean? Now it's like we on 1-800 Crime Stoppers and saying speak up.
Yeah.
But if it was us that seen it, we gonna be
See. This is me. This is what my definition of snitching. Me and you do something together. We go rob the
point
bank.
taken. You already started it off correct. You started it off.
All right. We both get caught. I'll be like, it was all that motherfucker idea. It was all that shit. I'm telling you, I can tell you everybody that has something to do with it.
That's what your idea is.
That's snitching. Uh-huh. That's what snitching is to me.
That is. That's
You walk outside, see somebody get murdered, or you see something that's not supposed to be going that you know is fucking wrong.
Somebody that you already wasn't a part of.
That you have absolutely nothing to do with. You just walked out.
That's not snitching. No, it's not snitching. You helping somebody out, you bringing somebody to closure. Like,
And it's their dumbass fault for doing it in front of people. You should have been a smart.
Snitching is you being involved and you getting everybody fucking busted.
There it
Bro.
is.
Look, I'm trying to help you get better next time you do it. No,
You know what I'm saying? The fuck you gonna snitch for, bro? How the fuck you gonna turn us all in, bro? You was part of this fucking plan too.
Sit in the can for 10 years and think about a better plan for next time when you get out.
Well,
But you know what? I want to say something about the music though. When Motown was rocking, like look how we treated people.
man.
Like look at the economy.
And
Look how-
Motown was
like-
a loving music. That's
Yeah.
why they had to get rid of Motown, make the move to California, because like you think about it, because it brought black people and white people together.
Yeah.
That's not what they want.
And you can't really say that these images and these sounds and the combination of the two has no influence on the psyche, because if that's not the case,
dog.
then a 30-second Super Bowl ad wouldn't cost $30 million. Because they know that the influence of that. You know what I mean? So imagine a 2-hour movie.
Byron said psychology with music and media, they brainwash us, even our kids, and we never stop to break the cycle. Most of these artists do not even have their kids living the lifestyle they portray.
I mean, that's true.
Supposed to be, yeah.
They're not even, let alone their kids.
I mean, that's what Rod Wave was upset when he was like, Jeezy said he's telling everybody else to sell dope, but he said his son to college.
I think, but that's a part of. Like, I think that's like on us a little bit too, because like you can enjoy your trap music and not let it be a part of your actual life and how you think.
Right.
You just you gotta have a stronger mental capacity to know that I can listen to you killing people and know I'm not trying to really kill nobody. Like, I love the phrase ride or die, but please believe, I'm a ride or die asterisk, unless die means go to jail for your ass, X, Y, and Z, because I'm not doing it. Like, I don't care. Like, me and Mom be always like ride or die, and I'd be like, bro, I don't know. Like, because if you do something crazy, I don't know. My mom just be like,
everybody's IQ and ability
I
to
want
be
you to,
influenced
I want
is
you to
not
be
the same.
ride or die, because listen, if we going down, I want us to go down together. I want to make sure that whatever happened, that we doing this together. Can't have no loose ends.
Thorough
I don't know.
understanding.
I'm definitely ride or die.
No loose ends. We in this together. No loose ends, baby. No loose ends.
But check this, like, remember being in school, if you were smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, people made fun of you for being smart. Like, dog, you read books? Yeah, I read books. But the dummy was, like, the popular guy, like, or the popular person, you know what I'm saying? Like, the person who was, like...
And the nerd was not cool. It was not cool to be the nerd.
So, like, that's that syndrome in life. Like, if you doing good, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? You doing bad, hey, you with me. You doing bad in life.
Or if you're talking about bullshit not sounding right, like most of our rappers, I don't want to talk about.
You think you too good?
But most of them,
they
make songs. They're not
the education.
They're not the Nas's or the Tupacs or the Kendricks or the J. Cole's. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think J. Cole is boring.
Yeah, because he kicking knowledge.
Guy is great.
Then you got to think, who is banking the other rappers? Who's not talking about much, right? Mm-hmm. They're getting banked, like, pushing their music. Yeah, get it all out there. Yeah, eat it up.
People love Blueface.
You know, certain things resonates with certain people.
Blueface.
Yeah, you know, Tatiana. You know that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Terrible rappers, man. I don't even know most of these young rappers. Everybody got a different damn name.
All I know is
And they all sound the same. That's the crazy part.
But I ain't gonna lie, I listen to them though. I listen to them. Some of them got some good stories.
But they all sound the same. They all have the same feel and the same sound, man.
I just came to the conclusion I'm not hood enough to understand and like that shit. Because I'll be like, what's going on here? I don't understand. Can someone... Urban Dictionary stay on my phone. I'll be
Good old Grand Rapids for you.
It's not. What's crazy is that it's not. It happened like when I was in middle school, and like none of my family knows why. Like, just for some reason, I just was not with it. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. But this has been a good conversation. We definitely jumped around a little bit, but still stayed on topic, which was really, really good. Thanks so much to our guests, Brandon and Terence.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes. So, like I said, Black History Month, our little 28 days. They think that was sufficient for us to be all dope. What?
I feel like I know every guest we've had on here in some kind of way.
Have you?
In some kind of connection.
Oh, the world is small, and we both know a lot of different people.
World is always fucking small. Yeah.
So, listen, I be all on Facebook like, oh, let me just go slide in this person's inbox real quick. Like, I ain't talked to her. I don't think we ever even probably talked when we was at Cast.
We did a couple times.
Okay, I don't remember barely anything from Cast. Yeah. But like literally, I was like in like my stories, and I rarely be in stories. And like I heard like a song, I'm like, is this his? And I like literally had to go down a little rabbit hole, and I'm like, because it was so unclear if it was yours. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, but I need to figure this out. And I just kept going. I'm like, okay, I figured it out. And then I was like, hey, let's play one of your songs. And then it just like developed more. And I'm like,
do we
you
have
got
another
more.
song to end the show?
No, I didn't ask him for the other one. But y'all can go on Spotify so y'all can listen to the 4 different perspectives of his song. But anyway, so we are ending our Black History Month talks. We talked about a whole bunch of things black this month. We talked about black love.
Black
then
mental health.
we talked about black mental health. Then we talked about
Detroit is the new black, right?
Did we missing a week?
That was fun, right?
Black love, black mental health, black influence. When we had the the bars from
I'm having a brain fart. It is late.
And then
that was last week too.
It's
because game night.
It was game night. Yeah.
Terrible.
So next month it's gonna be a little different. A little different. So we're not gonna have no topics next month. Next month is like a Mars versus Venus, man versus woman, new beginnings, new understanding month. Because part of the issue with women and men is that we just don't talk. Like, we don't have conversations to be like, why y'all be doing that? And then get an answer. You know what I'm saying? And think.
Why y'all be doing that?
Yeah, like, you know, and so next month what you guys will see is that we're just going to have different men and women. We just going to come talk, and we just going to ask each other questions, and, you know, have some scenarios like Kevin Samuels is like, you know, blowing up on the internet right now, telling everybody they ain't worth shit or whatever. They can't get no high class man or whatever, you know, all that shit or whatever.
I mean, he not.
Is that what he really saying?
That is exactly what he said. What do you mean? He literally said.
Before we get, I watched a couple of his videos.
Are we gonna talk about that?
He seemed like he's not
an
asshole, but you know, he just come off kind of harsh.
But that's something we're gonna talk about, like just that in general. Like, and, you know, one thing that I was saying to my friend is like, you know, if men knew the trauma that they caused us, like, would they still do the same things over and over? And I don't think they attach it to trauma. Like, for example, really quick, I don't know what this means.
Oh, because y'all cause us trauma too.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no, but I'm saying, like, but I don't know if, and that's the thing, like, what one person's trauma is a different. But, like, something so minute, something so small, it could be really traumatizing. For example, I got stood up 3 times. Well, like, yeah, basically 3 times in 2020.
Oh, damn.
And it's just like, if you only knew what that one action and what you didn't do, like, really caused me or whatever, and would you do it, like, again? Like, and I don't think the conversation ever occurs. Like, I can't go and be like, I just want to let you know that because you did X, Y, and Z, this is now triggered X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, because it's like, you don't fucking care. I'm supposed to deal with that on my own, and that's perfectly fine. But it's like, if the other party really knew what your actions really caused or somebody else, would you really do it? Like, the open communication there is really not there. Like, I don't think a person saying, like, we need to reschedule this date and you never reschedule it, you don't realize that has triggered other things to the other 2 times. Like, you don't realize when I already had a feeling. Like, I literally now, because of those 3 experiences, like, I get paranoid and I have extreme anxiety just liking somebody. Like, because it's like, I just instantly know. Yeah, like, that's, so we'll be talking, like, that's really what our whole March is going to be about. It's really having a breakdown in communication and just asking questions.
Because to be honest, that alpha and beta male stuff could actually give men themselves trauma, amongst ourselves trauma.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and, you know,
men are damaged too.
Yeah, I feel bad for the black men, men in general, because, like, y'all get conditioned to where, like, y'all can't really talk about your feelings and shit like that, and it's like, how do I expect you to be an emotional being for me when you haven't even been able to be an emotional being for yourself?
Facts.
So, you know, we'll be talking about all that kind of shit. So if you guys want to come back and join us for them conversations, you definitely can.
For sure.
We are actually at our halfway mark for our season 2. So that's super, super cool. We can never figure out exactly what episode we on, but we figured it out today. This is episode 6.
Bang, bang.
With
6 in the show.
So, you know, our seasons are compromised or Is it compromise? Is that the word?
Wait, compromised or comprised?
Comprise. Don't they look almost the same, right?
They do. I was
They
like,
do.
take out
Fucking English language. That's why it's the hardest language to learn. Yeah. So,
Frankenstein language.
13 weeks or whatever. So literally we're at the halfway point. Definitely keep tuning in for us. We created a YouTube because we know that everybody doesn't have Facebook. Thank you, Danny, for constantly telling Ignite that we need to have a YouTube. So you will be able to catch up on our episodes on YouTube from here on out. It's the Pretty Dope-ish podcast. We do have an Instagram that I post on there from time to time. You can catch like different little clips on Instagram as well, and then different clips on our Facebook. If you tuned in for the first time, we definitely really appreciate it. If you're tuning in for the second, third, fourth, fifth favorite top fan time, we absolutely appreciate it as well. Shout out to, and I want to just say, like, shout out to Byron. Like, so that's my coworker, and he was in my inbox, like, really just giving me ideas, like, oh, you should interview this person, you should interview this person, and like, it was just dope because like, that's like love. Like, I just really feel it, like, and I really appreciate like my friends and my family and just even people who don't really even know me, that's just really learning us as a podcast, is supporting us and like helping us grow, and we really appreciate it. And we appreciate all the guests that take their time out super late at night on a Wednesday for 2 hours to come talk with us and pick your brains and everything. Yes, so so make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We made a TikTok because Ignite thinks that we should do TikTok videos, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
he's gonna be jitting on TikTok. We'll post that.
And catch us on 7 Mile Radio as well.
Yes, that
website. Guys, there's on everything.
Yes,
we on everything. We literally try to be on every.
You gotta be everywhere.
Aspect.
Yeah, we're on Spotify too. Oh, and Apple Podcast. It's the Jack, because I cannot talk right now. I'm about to be sleeping good. I told y'all, all I be needing is this little cup right here. We done said Detroit a whole bunch of times. I don't know if I drank or not for him, but
shoot, yeah.
It's fine. It happens. But again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. For joining us, for listening, for sharing. I'm so happy, Danny, to keep seeing you here.
Oh,
thank you so much for coming. I needed you. I really needed you.
I need you too. This is
thanks.
Thanks.
Oh my god! It's the Leos. It's like the battle of the Leos. So I have to.
You start astrology at the end of the podcast.
Yes, it's okay.
Every week.
Scorpios. But so until next time, be dope and enjoy the dope vibes. See you guys. Bye.
Peace.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.